3 months.
Gotcha.
So this one, we had it all the way along, and it was ready to be issued, and we paid the issue fee, and we're saying they're waiting for it to be issued. And then another case came in with a citation, so we had to file a petition to withdraw it from issue so the examiner could consider it. And then we did that, and then yesterday we got something, because he also has it pending in Europe, so the European attorneys sent us something that they found there. So we had to file that. So
not as easy as what it's.
It's not. Yeah. And then it becomes an emergency.
Well, because if you miss it, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. You can't miss it.
The whole patent could be invalid if you miss it.
So we're up right now on Facebook and
Okay.
YouTube, just like that. And it's this camera here, just because you guys are talking. Put it over there so you see you guys. This bad thing, just if you would, Mark, just so they can see you. Put it like over here, because otherwise that'd be great.
So what is the link to find it on YouTube and Facebook? Is it just search for Tom Martino on YouTube?
Right. To go. Here, let me bring. Because it just popped up to YouTube. Troubleshooter Live. It should be on YouTube. That's mine. Yeah.
How are you today?
Good. That's my paralegal, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Weird day yesterday. My wife had a little vein surgery in her leg. It was supposed to be a half hour, turned into 3.5 hours.
Whoa.
I got to run to 3 other hospitals. We have 4 people in the hospital. 2 new babies.
That's pretty exciting.
I know, but
grandkids?
Yeah, well, one's a great-grandchild, and the other's a grandniece, I guess. But the grandniece, or grandnephew, I'm sorry, is 2.5 months early.
I know.
4 pounds.
Incubator?
Yeah, little bitty.
Just grab any of these white ones.
Yeah, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It was hiding.
And we're up right now, just let you know.
And,
YouTube didn't want to come up.
It didn't come up?
YouTube, it might be the guest connection.
That guest connection is,
Yeah.
jeez, it's not, I don't.
Anyway, so we can just go on YouTube and type in Tom Martino and we'll find
Right.
it.
Or Facebook.
Or Facebook.
Okay. Awesome.
Somebody called me.
Oh, no, we try to line up the calls ahead of time
Yeah.
to start out, because you never know how busy it's going to be.
So is that cough button if you start coughing to?
Just have it off. I think it is. Just have it off. Or if it loves.
Or just don't cough.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for, but you just never know when that comes up.
No.
Can come up.
what's up, printer?
His kid got his permit yesterday.
Oh, that's always
It's
exciting.
his first.
Yeah.
That can be fun.
And your insurance is going up a bit.
Not a year.
Not yet. When they get their
1
driver's
year.
license.
But it doesn't go off for the permit?
No.
No.
Ah.
You don't even add them.
You,
Oh, really?
It's on you.
if you,
That's good to
like
know.
if they get pulled over for a ticket,
Yeah.
you get the ticket.
Oh, okay.
Great.
You are technically the driver.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well,
What's
good-
what's
good that you
really
get the
weird,
break on the-
think of this, what happens if you were drinking, of course the kid's not drinking, and he gets pulled over for something? I always wondered, do you get a DUI?
Yeah.
I think you
You're
would.
responsible.
You are. I think you would get in trouble.
And then a lot of insurance companies, if you have a 3.0 or better, they give you a discount for that.
Okay.
So you turn in your grades.
Yeah.
And some are way better than others with teen drivers. So if whoever you have now, if it's outrageous,
Yeah.
make sure you shop it, because like Progressive is pretty aggressive on teen drivers
Okay.
compared to, say, Allstate.
Especially Jeeps.
No, seriously.
Really?
You pay a premium for them. Suicide thing? Yeah, they are not happy with G.
Smart.
And we're up, Tom.
You do have the G.
The
Yeah.
dad
Remember we
originally
rebuilt
called,
I don't know
emailed to
why,
mom, so
but
the
we
family
had-
plan
Hello?
was on.
Sure.
What exactly do you want me to
And I
do?
think they think they're like, I don't know, rough housing or something in them. I don't know. They have a bad rating.
Or whatever.
Oh,
And all the rumors about
Yeah,
the
thank you.
rollovers, which don't happen anymore.
Right.
But you don't get great rates with them.
Okay.
Do you remember we had a Mendota insurance company?
Yeah.
We never heard of it.
Remember that.
Yeah, never heard of it. I actually talked to my sister yesterday, and they're a big company, and they're rated really well.
Who is it?
Mendota. It's a Hispanic insurance company. It kind of targets that market.
Tom.
Yes, sir.
Paralegal Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
She grew up in Denver and she's been a
You
fan
grew
her
up
whole life.
in Denver most of your life with me because I'm
Yeah.
old and been here a long time.
You're not that old. 72 is not that old in today's world.
You know,
Even Noreen,
it's amazing how many people, demographically, it's amazing how many people are younger. Except baby boomers are such a big, giant piece of the population. But I constantly run into people who are younger, and I don't run into a lot of baby boomers anymore. And then when I do, their old farts and make me feel old because they're like hunched over and not. It's terrible. I say to people like,
Or they call in here and tell us they're elderly and they're 68.
right.
That's not.
I have a nephew in his 50s that looks older than me and acts older.
Really?
I don't mean maturity level, I mean like I mean, smoking and drinking really makes people age.
Oh my God.
Really,
But always you're walking and stuff. If you force yourself to walk fast,
just do anything.
you look
Younger.
So.
So what's your
Posture?
Your
Posture is important. Stretching is important. Everything. If you know, people that walk like I don't even understand it. It's just like they gave up with life.
kind of like that, I think.
Did you tell them on this?
Does anyone know what this is? It's been in here forever.
Forward.
This thing. What is it?
What is
Looks
it?
like a charger. Huh?
No.
That's a leg to something, man.
I mean,
Oh.
it's been here forever.
Ooh, no, that's just on
You know what it is?
Is it one of? Well, is it on one of these
No,
things?
it's one of those things that
With tripod.
tightens up a chair, I bet.
It can't be.
Look at this and make sure this is what you said. I don't know why we're doing this, but
What's that? Me?
I'm just going to send it to you. It's in your email.
Ooh, you're going to be up. You might want to turn it up.
I
It's
find it.
10:06.
I can't believe you did it
What are
if
we
you
talking
did it.
You're up, Tom.
Oh, I'm on.
Holy shit.
Jeez, I'm on. Hey, Tom Martino here. I didn't even know we were starting. Hold on, I don't even have my headset. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Let's talk. 303-713-TALK.
Wow, what a start.
713-825. I mean, I was just in here screwing around, talking to my peeps, talking to Lisa, talking to Mark. And Mark Trenner is our guest today. Mark Trenner, attorney at law for inventions, copyrights, trademarks. I love talking about that topic. We have a very weird thing. People don't understand what trademarks are and how they differ from copywriting. We'll talk about that, but really we're going to talk about whatever you want, whatever problems, questions, and complaints you pose, we'll talk about. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255 is our number. We got some people on the line already. Mark Trenner, attorney at law, talking about trademark and copyright. Somebody said, what's the difference? And I said, well, trademark is a mark or an expression that defines your business, like in a mark, like a Nike swish, or maybe the M for McDonald's. Or can it be? Can a trademark also be audio?
Yeah, it can actually be sound too, like the Harley Davidson
And
exhaust system.
the AT&T.
Right.
The AT&T.
Yeah, the noise.
Or the
the jingle.
The login for Mac.
Right.
Or Microsoft.
And colors, like Home Depot orange can be a trademark.
That particular orange.
Yeah, you can actually trademark a color for a product.
But wait a minute. If Home Depot says the orange is ours, what does that mean?
Well, so you can still use the color orange for other things, but if you tried putting it on everything to give your store the same overall appearance and you're selling the same types of goods,
of course,
that could be a
bad
problem.
stuff.
So anyway, a trademark then is what?
A trademark identifies source or origin of goods or services. So name, tagline, like you said, jingles.
But the M in McDonald's, it's the way it's written. It can't just be an M.
Yeah, I mean, it's the arches, but it could actually just be an M for a particular type of goods or services.
But in other words, they can't just preclude everyone from using an M.
Not for everything, but they can preclude from using the arch-shaped M for hamburgers.
Okay.
So the test is always, is it confusingly similar? You can't block somebody from using the letter M. They'll make you disclaim that. But for a particular good that...
What if I have an unusual name? Let's say, well, this isn't unusual, but Cher. Can another singer be called Cher?
So you can trademark a name, but there's certain rules that go along with that. Now, if that's your name, you can use your name. Just like if your name's McDonald, you can still sell hamburgers under your name as McDonald, but you can't trade off of the McDonald's trademarks.
So you can say McDonald hamburgers?
Yeah, as long as your name is McDonald. These are McDonald hamburgers.
But
you're just describing what they are.
But not using the M or anything like that?
No, you can't trade off of the goodwill of McDonald's.
How about McDougal's?
Well,
and I'd have a golden N instead of an M.
But see, now you're starting to trade off of them, right? You have that golden
yeah,
M.
you're trying to be similar no matter how you look into it. You're trying to be, you're trading off of what they do.
Right.
Yeah. And it really, it comes down to, even if you're tricky about it, like Google, people I noticed have tried to get goggle and moogle and Jugal, and if you try to get those names, you
yeah,
can't
I mean,
get
if the public's deceived by it, then they're going to be able to shut you
All right,
down.
303-713-8255. Let's talk to Steve. Steve, welcome to the show. What's going on, Steve?
Hi, Tom Martino.
Hey, man, what's happening?
One of your biggest fans.
Thank you. Big in stature or big in... What's happening?
Hey, so we had the Pueblo Conservation District in Pueblo.
Okay.
Built this retaining wall it's for FEMA, so for Katrina. So they were trying to.
Well, it wasn't for Katrina, but it was.
Well, yeah, just from the.
So in other words, what FEMA did was went all over the country, and in the floodplains they upped the requirements for building. You don't have to do anything if you don't have any building or development. They just make you do it if you are. Around
within the floodplain. You're correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that?
So they built a levee, and what happened before was there used to be 2 or 3 houses past us that used to, and the water used to drain just straight down to the creek.
Yeah.
The Wild Horse Creek.
Okay.
So what they did is they purchased these other homes, and they built this levee right on the property line, right next to our property, without any kind of a grade for the water to go down the wall.
Okay.
And so what happens is even in minor events, it floods our property. So.
But why is it flooding? What does it have to do with FEMA?
Well, it has to do with the Pueblo Conservation District building the wall.
And what? Okay. So before this wall,
we had 2 or 3 neighbors past us, so the water would go past us and go right into the creek. Now they've purchased, demoed those homes, so now it's vacant land. Now they moved the wall up right next to our property line or right on the property line. So there's literally no room for the water to flow, and they don't have it. It's what they call an earth-in levee, which means it's just dirt. They don't have concrete or anything. And then they have supports on the inlet side of the
How long has it been there?
What's that?
How long has it been there?
It's been there for 2 years, I believe, and it just started flooding over a year ago. I started getting hold of the city.
All right, what did they say they're going to do? Nothing, right? Because they followed FEMA, or actually it's the Army Corps of Engineers, their recommendations.
So I called the Army Corps of Engineers. They really only get involved in the water part of it.
Right.
So they won't do anything. Pueblo Conservation District.
Do they say there are things you can do to keep your property from flooding? Because here's the problem, Steve. If they do a levee or a swale or a valley or a pond or a holding ditch or whatever they do for the greater good of the district, and 1 or 2 people are negatively affected, they're not going to change it for you. They're going to have you change your system to to fit in, to conform. It's not the other way around. If they truly did a study and said, we need to put up this wall, and it just so happens that now that affects you because you used to flow downward and now it can't flow downward, is that what it is?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that
and it's not designed very well, or otherwise the water wouldn't, flood our property.
Well, that's not necessarily true. They may say your property was not designed properly because it had the old system in mind. The reason I know this, I know a lot about this, unfortunately, is in a developer life I had where we developed subdivisions and commercial subdivisions and residential. One of the things you had to do was a drainage plan. Okay, that was one of the things. And if there were 90 people ahead of you upstream and you were the last one, the odd thing about drainage plans or laws or statutes, the one at the end has to deal with it, no matter who it is. And even if it's like unfair, you're the one that inherits it, you have to deal with it. So if someone builds downstream, they have to inherit it. And if what I did met with the plan, if I did it properly and it affected people upstream, they had to then adjust as long as I did what was proper. You see, sometimes the improper dealing of drainage at the end causes everyone else to have smooth sailing, but it's not proper. And by me adjusting it, let's say putting in a holding pond or a certain dam or a swale or something that affects upstream, they don't say to me, look what you did, you corrected this drainage and now people upstream are now flooding. They say to the people upstream, he did what was right, now you have to conform. You may have to adjust your property. I know it sounds crazy, but I just happen to know about it. And what I'm saying to you is, if the Conservation District did what the Army Corps of Engineers told them to do, and if they are retaining drainage, they have to retain a certain amount and then drain a certain amount. It's just they have a formula. You don't let everything go, and you don't let everything be, you can't hold everything. If they're doing it according to plan, your thing is not if it's affecting you. It's if they're doing it according to an approved plan, and you don't like it, you have to adjust what you have. You may have to put in a holding pond. You may have to do things because of the proper execution of a plan. Now, if it's improper and someone was stupid and someone said, do this, and everybody upstream's affected and it was a defective plan, it's you who have to prove that. You can't go to them and say, it's flooding me, therefore it's incorrect. You have to, through your expense, your engineers say, here is why that drainage plan is wrong. And the fact that it floods your property is not enough to make it wrong. You have to show where they erred, or they're not going to even listen to you, not even a little bit. I think if everyone upstream flooded, that would be a different story, okay? But if you're, how many people are having trouble?
Just us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you may have to put in a retaining pond, maybe. You have to go, first of all, and get a permit for anything you do. And then why don't you ask an engineer what they would do? Or even the Conservation District will give you recommendations. Rather than going to them saying, you're affecting me, change what you did, if you say to them, how do we correct this? Do I have to do something, or is it something you guys can do? They love working with people with that attitude. Now, it may turn out that you don't have to do anything. Maybe the guy up from you did something wrong, or the guy down from you, but you have to work with the district. I have dealt with so many drainage plans, and the number one thing you learn about drainage, it's illogical, totally illogical. It's not fair, because the earth is not fair. It doesn't say, oh, you were here first, therefore you get to drain. It just says what it is what it is, and you have to deal with it. That's how drainage works. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, that's probably way more than anyone wanted to know about drainage. But it is a lesson for all of us, and that is, when you move into a subdivision, you personally, and you landscape, if your landscaping, let's say, up above, they had a different kind of landscaping, or it wasn't developed, and you developed your landscaping for it to work, not on a plan, but for it to work, and then somebody all those lots that were undeveloped are now developed, and now you start getting flooded. That's your problem. That's your problem. If you're lower than them, it's your problem. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now listen, I don't want to open up a can of worms. This is a consumer show. We talk about people's rights. I always say life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, truth, justice, and the American way. And I talk about righting wrongs and fighting for people. But I do have to ask this, because I truly looked. And where I look, I find three major opinions. The first is it's exaggerated, never happens this, or it's not happening. It has always happened since Obama, and that is the new rage right now people are latching onto to hate Trump. And again, it might be to hate Trump, or it might be because it's a terrible policy. Even if Trump didn't originate it, maybe he did. They're saying that the separation of immigrants from their families, some people are saying, look, even if they come here illegally, send them all back. Why would you detain the people and then send the children separately? Now, I'm not, by the way, in favor of illegal immigration under any circumstances whatsoever. However, what about this separation? Is it happening? Because I look at some places that say it's no different than it has ever been, but the media has chosen to concentrate on a few severe examples. And they say when Obama was in office, he actually was as strict, if not stricter, with illegal immigration. He actually did pretty well. Now, others are saying, why would you arrest parents and take the children? Why not just send them all back and deport them? And Trump has said this is a law. It's the law, and he is simply enforcing it. Then others say there is no law that says you must detain the parents and separate them from the children. Again, I wish I had a definitive answer, but unfortunately, the answer you get depends on where you look. So if anyone has any deep knowledge about this or want to express themselves, fine. If not, that's fine too. But I think it's a major issue that has to be addressed because families are being split up. Then let's not forget we have our guest. If you have questions about inventions, trademarks, copyrights, give us a call. 303-713-TALK. He has a mic.
This report is
Okay, hold on. Okay.
A couple of big highway crashes clogging up the drive.
When that monitor, we don't care.
I was at
the end of the line at the airport. I know what you're talking about. We had the storm drains.
Watch out, back up.
We were at the end of the line. But
still that wreck with a fuel spill.
That's what it was.
Down I-270 in Vasquez, causing some big delays there. The rest of the drive across town, other stalls or accidents being reported. Few slow spots though. Eastbound I-70 still heavy from Pecos to I-25. And the turnpike eastbound slow from Broadway to I-25. The weather forecast. Well, there's going to be a chance of afternoon thunderstorms today with a high near 73. Right now, overcast and 65. 4 weeks ago, traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30. K-How.
LifeLock Identity Theft Protection has added Norton Security to help protect you against cyber criminals. Protection for your identity and devices. Go to LifeLock.com. Enter promo code RISK for an extra 10% off the low starting price of $7.99 a month. Terms apply.
Hello, Kurt Rogers from Affordable Interest Mortgage. Trying to find the best rates and being treated like you're just another number? Oh, Affordable Interest Mortgage. Well, you meet professionals like Mike Jewell.
Thank you. And if you could snuggle in with Dan a little bit, appreciate
Yep.
that. I emailed you the dad's phone number, the family friend's phone number and email, and the coroner's contact info. Keep me posted.
This is Dan. Make a comment about
I already did. Of course, no one would get it but me, maybe Mark. I'm like, wow, that's very Vampire Weekend of you, because they're pink pants. I should have said it's very Tom of you, because Tom wears pink pants once in a while. Yeah, you guys.
I don't know if you call him pink.
Ever since
Well,
I called
maroon,
him, I see him.
They're maroon. Druids are pink. If you want to know what I'm talking about,
pinkish.
Google Vampire Weekend band. Like, it's so fun.
We should take her camera and show us.
And let us serve you. Regulated by door, NMLS 298191, Equal Credit Lender.
It's not just a
I just wore them the other day, Mark.
sample sale, and
Corey's giving them crap.
I must have not have seen them.
Yeah, I did.
Because I would definitely comment on them.
and clearance items up
Well,
to
this
50%.
finally makes, I've had several people tell me she couldn't hang herself from the shower rod, they wouldn't hold them.
Oh, no, of course not. Who said they hung from a shower rod?
Well, I guess.
I don't know the shower rod in the world. Who hung themselves?
Well, we got a suicide here, the parents don't believe it's a
Well, they
suicide.
should have taken a picture of it. The cops got to have a picture.
Shower rod, man. I don't know of any
Or,
shower rod.
you
You
know,
know the ones that are hard.
Or shower.
She hung herself from the shower neck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
No,
You
yeah.
could do that.
Really?
Yeah. You could do that.
But you know, that's really unusual for a female.
First of all, she's a drug addict.
I know.
She was on meth and heroin. She had more drugs in her system than
And that's all
anything.
she needed to show
She's in
herself.
a motel down off of Colfax.
I know, right, my neighborhood.
Which means,
Why-
what are you trying to say? That she deserves to die? It's
No.
a complete drug area.
No.
The parents don't think it's a
They
suicide.
think it's a murder.
They think she got murdered.
But you know what? A young girl who's heavy into drugs, opened herself up to robbery, rape, everything. A lot of bad things happen.
Suicide by drugs.
Yeah, well, it could have been suicide. It could have been an angry dealer. Could be an angry kill.
But she had bruises on her neck, so she definitely did strangulation or
Yeah, well,
suicide.
Asphyxiation.
I'm sure they took a picture of her. The cops when they-
oh, I'm sure. I want to talk. You know, a lot of times the friends, because they're drug addicts too, won't talk to the police. They might talk to me. We'll see. You're probably correct. It probably is a suicide. But the parents aren't satisfied that it was investigated well enough. It probably was. Remember that one where we had that low dogs X-ray?
Yep, yep.
That did the.
Whatever happened on that? They,
It was definitive that he died of natural causes from that low dog.
But truth is, they would rather settle for less than bother you more. That's why we're offering the Fresh Start program to help you solve your tax problem for good. You may qualify for a settlement that saves you thousands. Nobody knows this program better than Optima Tax Relief. They will fight to get you the best possible tax settlement. Call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-960-1575.
They did a poll outside the federal court.
800-960-1575.
Optima Tax Relief. Michael Brown.
Yeah, it looks like they looked into it. I mean, the best the coroner's going to do, though, is make his best educated guess what happened.
Yeah.
It's not like he was there.
We had a nephew who was suicide, and he ended up finding out some information that came back. They caught the guy, killed him. Got one turned around.
All right, you've heard me talk about Become the Banker, a safe conservative investment suitable for all. Now, that doesn't mean you run out and do it, but truly, I can think of no reason why anyone would not do it if you have some extra money. Become the banker. Rather than me trying to give you all the benefits, I tell people, shoot holes in it. Tell me, call me. You can come on the air even. People have emailed me. What it is overfunding life insurance. It's on purpose. You buy as little life insurance as you can by law in order to overfund it. The amount of life insurance depends on how much you want to overfund it. So why do you overfund life insurance? Because that money is called cash value, and it grows tax-free, and it always comes back to you, okay? So if you have this little account, it's not a qualified account like an IRA or 401k, but you still get to grow tax-free. Then you can borrow from it at any time for anything and pay yourself back a high amount of interest on purpose, which grows even more. So you're becoming your own credit card, basically. Until you get about 50 or 60, you pick the age, 70. This account then is used in retirement to supplement Social Security. You draw out checks, and you never pay them back. So it doesn't become income because it's a loan. And ultimately, the life insurance benefit pays off that loan. It's really cool. As I said, please, if you can come on the air and tell me anything you want about it, if you find it's not for you. For example, Deputy Dan went on there, and he says, you know what, I can make more on my money. It's a guaranteed 4% plus 1% dividend. He said, I can make more on my money right now because I like to day trade. But a lot of people don't do that. So if you want to do it, it's safe. And it's becomethebanker.info for more information. Becomethebanker.info. And you'll see a video there All right, so, and they have seminars all the time where you can get a private thing. Lori has a comment on immigration, on the separation of families that we're seeing in the news. Again, apparently this has been going on for a while, and even during Obama, but there seems to be a flood of it right now. Go ahead.
Hi, Tom. Hey, Mandy Connell was talking about this on her show yesterday.
Sure, everyone is talking about it, right?
Yeah, and Representative Ken Buck actually called in, and he said that because we share a border with Mexico, we can turn the Mexican people or the people who want to come in with children, we can turn them back. But the people coming from Colombia, the people coming from Guatemala,
Honduras,
everything south of Mexico, we can't because Mexico won't take them. What does that say about Mexico? So it's almost like we have no.
So they detain them, but not as a family. Why do they separate them? Is it because
correct.
they're not?
Well,
I don't know. I mean, I'm asking.
Well, because apparently they don't want to put children in a place where adults are detained. And then Diana DeGette was on the morning news on the radio on the other station expressing her left-wing opinion, and she was saying, you know, I can't believe we're doing this to these children. It's un-American. We're not doing anything. The parents are doing it to themselves.
The parents are being detained, and of course the children can't be detained with them, so they have a holding facility for the children, holding facility for the parents. What ultimately happens? Do they deport both of them? What happens? I don't know.
Well, no, they didn't address that because they're being detained. I mean, I don't know what eventually happened. I'm just talking about how they are separating the children.
And
However, what I want to know, because they cannot put the children in a place where adults are detained, that's what they're saying.
Okay.
But what I do want to say is that as far as illegal immigration, how come we have to obey the law here in the United States, but they don't?
Who is they, by the way? What do you mean by they? The Mexican people?
Well, the people who want to come in illegally to this country.
Well,
we have to obey the laws, and they have to obey the laws as well.
Right, but
so
that's whole nature of.
I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, it's the whole nature of illegal. I mean, it is illegal. But you know, but let's look at it this way too. I mean, illegal immigration, no matter who you are, you can't be in favor of illegal immigration, right? Even people who want to relax the borders don't want people coming in illegally. They want an easier path to legally entering. I think that's what they're saying. I don't think anyone says, yeah, just open the borders and let everyone come in no matter what. I was just curious about this recent spotlight on the news. What sparked it? What sparked it? I heard what sparked it were a series of photographs taken by an extraordinary photographer and some of these pictures of kids in these cages, you know, so-called cages. And that's the thing that sparked it. But I believe anything the opposition can find to highlight to criticize the opposition, they're going to do it, right? It happened when Obama was in office. People who did not like Obama would hop on things, and it happens with Trump. People who don't like Trump. The only difference between the Obama criticism and the Trump criticism is that the media joins in with the Trump criticism, and truly, no matter what political persuasion you're with, you have to admit that Obama was the sweetheart of the media. I mean, people loved him in the media. They all loved him. They did. So, but the pictures of these kids being torn from their parents, I think that is making news, and I wanted it. I wanted to know what people thought of it. I mean, everyone is talking about it. Lorraine, tell me about the Sharpest Ride. What's going on?
Yes, Tom. I purchased a vehicle from the Sharpest Rides, and I have been having problems with it. At first, they put in a new engine.
You know, for a small dealership, it's amazing the number of complaints we get about these people. It has to there has to be a problem. But what if you have a problem with the car you bought as is? There's really not much anyone can do for you unless they specifically lied to you or cheated. So was this bought as is?
Yes, but I also bought the warranty.
Okay, and what kind of a warranty is it?
It's a 2-year warranty.
And
full
okay,
coverage.
are they full coverage? Are they covering it?
Well, that's the problem. They did cover it, but I'm still having problems with the engine that they said that they put a new engine in.
Really? Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
So you actually had an engine put in under this warranty?
Yes,
That's
and
pretty
a transmission.
good. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. No, wait. When did you buy the car?
I bought the car in August of 2016.
You bought it in 2016, and then when did they put an engine in?
They put an engine in November of 2017.
Okay, that's pretty darn good. And then what happened?
Well, come to be, I have still been having lots of problems.
Hold on. When did they put in a transmission?
They put in the transmission in these. Well, after they put in the engine, then I started having problems still.
I just need to know, when did they put in the transmission?
In January.
Of 18?
18, yes.
All right. So far, what I hear is amazing. That you bought a used car in 2016, you had an engine put in and a transmission. And I know you're saying you're having problems, but God, I mean, they're covering them so far. So let's get to the main problem and why you're calling today. 303-713-TALK. And when we talk about used vehicles, I can't help but talk about two places. Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. Right now, they have a slew of vehicles for the summer. They have convertibles, they have coupes, they have sports cars, but of course they have their standards, pickup trucks, SUVs, and sedans. What I like is the variety. Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal, and the new summer hours, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7, with 40 lenders to choose from. That's 303-426-4646. And the other used car place, it's not just used, but new as well for you looking for campers, for trailers, for RVs. You can't do better than this place, Century RV, 2 locations. They have one at the 119 turnoff to Longmont, that's north of the city, and that is for new and used and a service department. They service what they sell. They'll even service if they didn't sell it to you, if you have an RV. And then they have a place just north of 6th Avenue in Lakewood, between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. That's CentryRV.com, and they're having a big, giant sale on all of their campers because they have like new and used, and it's an amazing blowout sale. In fact, Mark says that they're selling them at, and he shops this, less than anyone else, especially Cougars. Right now, Cougars, they have the largest inventory in the country. 303-453-1111, 453-1111, CentryRV.com.
On the other errands.
How much are they?
Less than 50.
Try to take it out of what we call our charity account.
I'll just pay for it, and then I'll work with her on that.
Right.
And then Clint, I'll have those boxes.
Tax solution.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to pick them up today.
We send
And it
tape
comes
with
with some tape, and it comes with bubble wrap.
Oh, it does? What is it, like a little kit? Does this
Yeah,
one
it's
have
a
a lot of...
and it's used stuff.
You and your
It's used boxes.
And they still sell them?
Yeah, Johnson has a recycling thing.
And alcohol prescription
Johnson
drugs,
is, they won't give drugs.
Val wasn't very nice, and Dave Logan is the one on their
I don't care. Talk to Mark.
Mark? Okay, I'll ask for Mark. Mark Johnson?
Yes, and tell him we're helping this little lady out. He's not going to charge us.
She can have the boxes back.
I'll call before I go.
The Raleigh House is a premier addiction recovery program located in Colorado. Speak to someone.
I heard those pictures that they originally
You want coffee before or after I get back?
When you get back?
Those pictures taken during the Obama era.
What's that?
I heard the original pictures they did with the kids were taken during the Obama era.
Some health
We
insurance
had a bunch of those kids coming up with parents, remember those?
Remember those?
One of the pictures they took was not even genuinely staged. But not to trick people, it was staged for a poster. And then people picked up on it and called it genuine. Isn't that terrible?
But remember when the people, they were sending the kids there without parents? That was what, 4 years ago?
Do you know one of the worst deals I ever made in my life was this Christian health insurance, this share program?
Really?
Yeah, I get the privilege of paying $300 something a month for nothing. They have never covered one thing ever. Not one thing. Not one thing.
It's Obamacare.
It's like, it's almost like you pay just not to have a fine.
Well, it's the same thing as Kaiser these days, my God.
When you pay for stuff in?
Yeah, there's nothing covered. First of all, you have to have a deductible, right? But then they say you share on prescriptions, you don't get discounts. What discount? You know, I get no discounts. I literally get none.
That Sharpest Rides, I've talked to them twice. They bend over backwards to make it right.
They really
I've
have.
had 3 with them. They've had a lot of problems, but they have taken care of everything.
And I'll bet you it's an Audi or something if you ask the car. It's a wannabe. Right.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's what Sharpest Ride sells.
That's what they do. There's just a lot of pretty looking things that are maintenance problems.
Yeah, I remember for this mark on that contract, I guess we did I call it an HVAC mud jack. They hard. It's really not
years later, 40,000 miles without an oil change.
Oh, this guy gave me
I
pictures.
dealt one with a lady that she didn't take care of the car at all.
That's what I'm getting from them too, it's the same thing.
Unfortunately, the guy did seem very good.
All they have to do.
Yeah, I've talked to them there and they've been absolutely great about taking care of the problem.
And here the warranty, how many warranties would not do this?
She got an engine and a transmission.
Yeah, they've been great.
So I want to know what else she has.
Yeah,
she might have to take it somewhere else if they, I'm sure it's used in.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, just to do it.
Yeah, every time I've talked to them, they said, we're going to make this right till they're happy. And they have.
Well, it runs out.
Yeah, eventually it runs out.
They bought a 2-year warranty August 2016, so it's going to be out right here.
Yeah. That's probably why she's calling. She wants to make sure warranty's over.
So Tom, do you still have that 15-minute share?
Yeah, I have it for another couple of months, and then I go on Medicare.
I found it here.
So I've heard people say that I should get it. I don't. We have United Health.
If the concept is wonderful.
They're all the same. I pay more than he does, and still pay for everything I do. There's virtually no coverage.
What do you have?
On the wrist.
Kaiser.
Yeah.
I pay about.
Do you have the
Yeah. I pay about $600 a month.
Rarely do they.
And then I pay for everything. Literally everything. Doctor's visits. There's nothing I don't pay for.
And that's the type of
X-ray. X-ray cost me $225.
I don't
know.
The deductible is so high.
The deductible's $7,000.
Yeah, I think
So I'm gonna pay probably $20,000 for like just nothing all year.
To tell you what I pay?
Shut up, man. He's got the Cadillac plan in his retirement.
All right. If you want to get a price on the phone, you're doing a remodeling and you don't have time for a long appointment. You know, Mitch Fleury at Art of Granite knows that. You can give him some measurements and a photo. He'll give you a price. He's a direct granite importer, other stones as well. He like quartz and marble. All of that's directly imported. You can buy it from him or anywhere on his wholesale account. So if you call and say, hey, I want this done, and give him some measurements, his price will be within 100 or so of your end price, depending on the custom edges, sinks, cabinets, and all the other stuff you order. He has a small markup on cabinets, wholesale on material. He charges for fabrication and installation, hauls away everything free, all the old stuff, and does the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. So call him for a price on the phone, artofgranite.net, 303-386-5919, and you won't do better than him. And I'll have some other money-saving ideas for home improvements. So if you're thinking about home improvements, we have a few today that will blow your mind on what they're doing for you. This is one for sure. Bathroom free when you do the kitchen. And we're talking about as high a level as you want to go with trim. For the kitchen, you get that bathroom. 303-713-TALK-LORRAINE. Okay, you bought a car August 2016. They had to put in an engine for you under warranty. Sharpest Rides in November of 2017. In January of 2018, they put in a transmission. Obviously, they are probably used according to the warranty, but they replaced them. So now, in January of 18, you had a transmission put in. What are you calling about today?
I'm calling about the engine. We're still having problems.
What problems are you having with the engine still?
Well, I just got it. I took it into them, and now they're saying that it needs a coil, an engine coil, and spark plugs.
Okay.
And I'm saying, how could it be that?
What kind of car is it, anyhow?
It's a 2008 Saturn.
Okay, and they're going to put. Are they going to do the coil and? Are they?
No, they're wanting to charge me.
Yeah, normally that's not covered under a warranty, the coil or spark plugs. But here's what I understand. Lorraine, you understand that owning a car, how many miles on it?
125,000.
Okay, you understand when you buy a used car with 125,000 miles and you buy it with a warranty, they have to stand behind the warranty, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and they have so far. And I'm not sticking up for these guys, okay? All I'm saying is this. You have to put in a coil and spark plugs. That is not unusual for a car with 125,000 miles. So what are you complaining about?
Well, the car has been in the shop ever since, and I'd say October 30th, I took it in, and it was in...
What was it in for October 30th?
Well, that was for the engine. So
and they did the engine, and that was under warranty.
Yeah, but being that they put a used engine in it, I still was having problems with it.
That's right, but they put a used engine in it, and you're calling now a year after they put an engine in it, almost a year later, right? November 17, no, not quite. So you're like 7 months later, so what's going on?
Oh, so I was just wanting to see if it was that I had to pay for the coil.
Of course you do. It's normal maintenance. Not the engine. You don't have to pay for the engine. You have to pay for the coil and spark plugs. Lorraine, it's just normal maintenance. But why don't you... Here's what I would do. I would do it the other way around. Rather than going back to Sharper's Rides every time something's wrong, I would go to a mechanic that you know and trust, pick someone from the referral list, and then what I would do is I would then have them tell me what's wrong, and if it's under warranty, they'll know because you have the warranty, and it's usually the drivetrain, and if it's under warranty, then take it back to Sharper's Rides, but at least you would know what's wrong with it. And then if it's not under warranty, then I would have a shop fix it. But the coil and spark plugs are not under warranty, under any warranty. Lorraine, you're not being ripped off here. I hear you got a used engine and a used transmission, and now you have a coil and some plugs. This is normal ownership. Not the engine and transmission, but they were replaced. Now, here's what I would do, Lorraine. I hear you thinking you have problems with this engine. So what problems did you actually have with the engine they replaced? What's wrong with the engine? Because you keep saying it's giving you trouble. What trouble is this engine giving you?
Well, the throttle, it keeps coming up, too, that it's the throttle. No, I don't know if that's because of the spark.
Why don't you do yourself a favor and get this car checked out by a good, honest mechanic to find out what's wrong with it? I mean, if it turns out that these things are under warranty, then Sharpest Rides will work with them, and they'll fix it. And remember, I don't know these guys from anywhere. They're not on the referral list, but they have always been cooperative. So go back after you get it checked out. Get a list before it runs out. Your warranty runs out in a couple months. So go there and get a list of everything wrong. If it's under warranty, have it fixed. If it's not, that's life. Rick, you have a comment? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hi, Tom. Thanks
Hi.
for taking my
Yes,
call.
sir.
My name is Rick.
Yes.
And a lot of these people don't understand what's happening in El Salvador and Guatemala. They come here, okay, they're not from the Mexican descent where they can just get sent back. These people are running for their lives. Their husbands have been killed, their uncles have been killed. They're coming into this country just looking for asylum. And what would happen if Trump decided to go rogue and all of a sudden we got all these gang members killing us, our dads, our moms, our uncles.
Rick, I don't
and
think...
all of a sudden they got to run across the border to Canada or Mexico
Rick,
with their children. How would they like where their children would get separated from them?
No, they wouldn't like... Rick, I don't think anyone's questioning the reasons people run away. We have a wonderful country. People want to live here. And I don't think they all come here to commit crimes. I mean, obviously. I don't know the answers. And again, I don't think the reasons are being questioned. I don't think they are. I think there are a lot of people that want to come here just to work and send money home or make a new life for their family. And you're right. I don't think... Can anyone say that they're happy about the situation with families being separated? The question I had, is this out of the ordinary, or has it been always going on this way with people from Honduras or other countries other than Mexico? Have they been coming on? I mean, has this been happening even through Obama? 303-713-TALK. Now, one guy emailed me, said, Tom, I tuned into your show. I don't want to hear this crap. We're not talking politics. We're talking about a very serious issue that affects each and every one of us. This is not a political discussion. I'm asking, first and foremost, have you heard of this? Do you believe it's more accentuated now? And you know, I'm asking, is there another way? 303-713-8255. All right, we talked about money saving with Art of Granite. Buy and Build has an auction that's starting up soon. Buy and Build, I believe the auction starts at the 22nd. Now, if you go to rollerauction.com and look for Buy and Build, you will see it when it opens up. Buy and Build, by the way, is a below wholesale home improvement warehouse for hardwood floors, laminates, tile, cabinets, plumbing fixtures, lighting fixtures for pennies on the dollar. Below wholesale. Buyandbuild.net, 4800 Washington Street. And coming up, they will have their auction. It is an auction that is unbelievable. We've seen complete kitchen cabinets going for a couple $100. A couple $100. So be ready for that. And to get to that auction, and it starts the 22nd, you go to roller, R-O-L-L-E-R, rollerauction.com, and then look for Buy and Build, and it goes on for a few days and then closes, and you can watch the item you want, and almost everything goes even cheaper than the warehouse at 4800 Washington Street. That's rollerauction.com, and then search for Buy and Build.
This report is brought to you by Discovery Car. There's a couple of big slow spots in the highway drive to the metro area. That's Discovery Wreck southbound 225 at Tamarack. That's backing you up to Parker Road. Watch out for the local block on that. And on the north end of town, heavy traffic on southbound I-25 there, north 120 and 128 traveling back almost to Northwest Parkway. Watch out for delays there. Weather forecast. Slight chance of afternoon thunderstorms today.
That's why you ran for corner.
Thunderstorms, then mostly cloudy overnight with a low of 54. Right now overcast and 65. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-How.
Figuring out how to cover college costs? Discover Student Loans is one of the top private student loan lenders in the country with great rates, zero fees. Plus, students can earn a cash reward for their good grades. Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today.
They gave the
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino for Larson Tax Relief. I've been fighting for consumers more than 30 years in all areas of business, except when it comes to the IRS. I recommend to Larson Tax Relief. We go back taxes. It's been years since you filed. These guys are the best. They're smart. They have a fantastic team of experts who will understand your situation. Their names are Larson.
That's a legitimate. No, that's a legitimate. She may not have it.
Will get you the absolutely best possible resolution.
Why drug addict
About your wages being garnished or losing your house, Larson will get between you and the IRS.
Be normal for female.
Why would the coroner do anything but what he thought? I don't even, that's the part that baffles me with what you're saying.
On what? Suicide. She said that she has scars on her wrist. Looks like.
So they want to prove it's a murder?
The parents think it's a murder, but
by who?
They don't know. They don't know.
So, but I go back, why would the coroner give a shit either way?
They don't, but they're
always questioning.
Well, parents don't want to admit that they're but usually women usually don't succeed because they have a history of trying.
Isn't there that
yeah, but not when they're drug addicts as well.
Like a week ago or so, a very famous one. I know there's a guy.
The scarf lady. She
That's right.
The purses and scarves.
Yeah, that one.
Kate Spade.
She hung herself, right?
Or
Yeah.
something.
She hung herself.
Suicide,
Yeah.
So it does happen. But
Yeah.
they do say women don't shoot themselves in the face.
Oh no,
That's what they don't.
No, women when they commit suicide usually have full makeup, nails done, and hair done.
Right before they do that?
Yeah. They don't worry about find
You know, I looked up that stat, and I can't find it.
What's that?
That women have makeup and nails.
Sheriff Gray was just keeping photos of that.
Well, that
as
that
his
might
personal,
be
yeah.
sick
As
will.
a personal,
But there's no official stat that I can find.
He was
I tried to.
He was trying to tie something to that. he was trying to tie something that there was a relationship. I don't know if he ever did. But I remember there was this book of all these women, dead women down in the sheriff's department office that committed suicide. And they were all pretty up. And he was trying to get a relationship that they. But women, when I asked that, they said, "Here,
you know, like load more, and you could put in up to 4
Does that make sense?
cities in there.
It
And that would go
I think that's not because of
like Denver, a lot of common.
they do that anyway. I mean, when women go in to give birth, sure.
Yeah, I did. And you can only do 4. I tried doing.
Why only 4?
I don't know. I did 5 at least the time I tried it, and I went back and forth and did. Then you can put another one right there. A different one right there.
Mark, I don't have a contract for this guy. You said for me to change something, or do you mean change it with them?
Who are you talking about?
You wrote back to me to change the endorsement.
No, I wrote to,
Well, it came to me, and I don't see anyone else on it.
oh, I must have missed.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You guys
Hold on.
gave me that.
At AIM, all of our staff put you first. What's all about you is not just our model, it's who you are. 720-895-0500 and let us.
And then in the locations and stuff, we'll say all that. Let's do that. The addresses.
Hold on a second. You're saying I sent that to you? Send it back to me.
That's why we've talked politics.
Oh, no, I sent it to her.
With you each weekday morning, right here on.
Oh, no, I didn't. I did not.
Let me see what someone just wrote here. Which certain policies.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Simply Floors, Inc., on our theme of saving money big time on flooring. Buddy Mitchell became part of a buying group which essentially gave him the same multi-store buying power as all of these big mills and outlets and big boxes. Buddy's an individual store, but he joined with other individual stores. They can give you the same price because they buy the same, but he goes better than that. He makes less profit. And he wants to super serve consumers. He wants his people who install to win. He wants his salespeople to win. He wants to win. He wants customers to win. What he means is he wants everyone to benefit, but he simply makes less profit at simplyfloorsinc.com. And because of that, you normally save 20 to 40% depending on the product. All of the major products he has right there. You can go to his showroom, although, you know what, he has a small warehouse and showroom. It's wonderful. We were there, and we checked it out at 52nd and Ward, and it's the southwest corner, okay? But that's not the deal. He says go online, make an appointment, and we'll bring all of the stuff to you, and we'll bring samples. And that is a simple thing to do at Simply Floors, Inc., INC, simplyfloorsinc.com. You won't save more money anywhere, and you won't get better service anywhere. That's it, simplyfloorsinc.com. So, Phil has a comment on those immigration pictures that started a lot of this discussion. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, a lot of this started, and they were from 2014 when President Obama and President Bush were in.
Some of the photos were dated back that far.
The original photos were.
Exactly, and then it was a zero tolerance back then. But
well, it's a little different. Back then, those were just kids coming over without parents. So it wasn't any separation. It was just kids showing up at the border.
Really?
And they had no place to house all of them.
Right, and a lot of them aren't coming over with parents as it is. They're coming over with smugglers who don't have parents. And the people that are sending their parents that don't, that have parents, why would they even send their kids? Would you ever let your kid go and be separated? Would you ever? I would just crash across the Rio Grande again and be done with it. I would just stay where I'm at.
It seems their motivation must be, they must be coming from a desperation we don't know, just a desperation to get their children a better life, and maybe they think their children will be taken care of. But Phil, I don't even know how true that is, that they're sending their kids alone. I don't know. I mean, are they?
No, they had a statistic of how many.
No, they haven't.
No. I mean, maybe if they're 14, 15, I don't know. Are they 16, 17, or are they 2 and 3? That's the point. I don't know. I mean, statistics tell us about kids. I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm saying that I'm so tired of exaggeration on all fronts. It's just you never know what to believe. And I go both ways. You know, I used to like Fox News, but they exaggerate the other way. And you just can't get a clear picture. They're not fair and balanced, but then CNN certainly isn't either. It's just disgusting. One more comment here, and then I move on, promise. Go ahead, JR.
Hey, listen, Tom, I'm glad you're talking about this subject today because it's very important in our country, and I love your show.
Yes, it is.
And this isn't political, man. Here's the bottom line. I'll take 20 seconds.
Yes.
That's all.
Go ahead.
Here's the bottom line. You go into any country. I've been to Europe. I've been down to Mexico. I've been to Canada. You go into their country illegally, you're going to jail, and you're being deported. That quick.
Yeah.
And we want immigrants in our country. We want people to come in our country. The only thing we're asking, come here legally. That's all. Pay taxes like I do. You know what I'm saying?
I understand, and you did it. We have more coming up. Stay tuned. I want to talk about this author who's rocking the literary world by trademarking a word that did you hear about it?
Yeah.
So she said they won't be able to use this word. I mean, that's absurd. She said it's a brand.
So she was currently granted a trademark registration, and now some authors feel
which is crazy. How?
For a word?
Yes, cocky.
Yeah, but all of her books have that word in them.
Cocky biker. It's like, okay, it's like M is for murder. Remember that? S is for scandal.
Books.
How about the one that does that? A is for alibi, B is for this, and C is for...
right down the alphabet, yeah.
And this author did that, so she claimed no one else could do D is for death, or, because she started that. Now, is that... What do you even call that? That's not a patent. That's not a copyright, because some of them haven't been invented. They're just copying her style. So if she did, so how do you stop someone?
Yeah, I don't know.
H is for hanging.
I'm sure if I wrote a book that said Harry Potter, they'd bitch at me, right?
If she's on C, C is for whatever, committing suicide, and she writes a book, D is for death, and somebody comes out and says, S is for strangled, before she gets to it. Well, how can they claim they can't do it?
A trademark for that. So in this case, she was using the word cocky in a series of books, so you can get you can't get trademark for a single title.
But here's the deal, though. If this woman did A is for this, B is for this, and her book names are that, and somebody did come out and say S is for strangled, couldn't she say that they are playing off of my popularity, my trademark? I mean, not my trademark, my style, but they are truly copying.
Right, but I don't know that she'd have a...
I don't know
because she hasn't actually put that out yet.
No, but all of her books, all of them in mine,
all of her books.
You did fine. You're able to
every one of them is titled that way. Now, I don't think anyone else has done it, because in the literary world they have, they would be scorned, right? For just
it wouldn't let
just like copying jokes.
Page just went.
How can you protect jokes if it's a story? If the joke is a story.
So you could, if it's a specific story, you could copyright that specific story, but somebody else would still have the same joke and punchline.
What is it, Westminster?
Yeah, Westminster.
A lot of intellectual property can't be. You just can't protect.
Is it West or West?
Be the stupid country. We want to be the smart country.
A group that advocates for small businesses.
I got our
Canada and Mexico as efforts to renegotiate NAFTA continue. This, as he announces another.
This will drive them to make a deal. I mean, this is Trump being Trump. He's negotiating. It's simple as that. It's going to drive him to make a deal on immigration.
He goes the craziest way to make it.
And he fucking gets it done every time so far. Every single time.
When posting on most job sites,
give me somebody else.
Just goes nuts. But when you post on Indeed.com, you get
then it stops.
Well, see, go ahead and try to save it. This is where, and you can also do one down there.
With Indeed, you can add screener questions.
I didn't try to put extra ones down there, but
so all of her books are cocky, right?
Yeah.
Save time on hiring.
And they're all sex books or what?
But she's saying,
novels. Love novels.
Using the word cocky in the title could be is violating his trademark now.
Well,
So
he
if
got it
they
right.
say cocky politician, she can come after them.
For a book title, yeah. For something else, no.
That makes perfect sense to
But
me.
what if she opens the story and says, the cocky politician is making a speech? It's not the title.
No, yeah, I mean, this is just for titles of a series.
Okay, she has the cocky series. It's an 18-book series.
Yeah, it has to be a series.
Yeah, why wouldn't she have gotten that? Is more of my question. It makes
Yeah,
perfect sense.
so,
Cocky biker, cocky brothers,
so
cocky cowboy.
Somebody's
Cocky
challenging now
senator.
saying that it's just a description of the type of personality of a person who is cocky.
Yeah, but she's not even using cocky in that fashion.
Right, so that's why she got it.
Yeah, she's not using cocky as a adjective.
But now
Well,
everybody
no,
knows
she
that
is.
about it.
Cocky biker, cocky romantic, cocky senator, cocky marine, cocky senator's daughter.
Yeah, but she's not using it in the traditional fashion of cocky.
They will be the ones you want. First of all, they're never going to ask you to sign anything.
What does cocky?
You should never.
They're all love novels.
Arrogant.
That's a bunch of crap. These roofers that knock on the door, they're tricking you into a contract. Excel will never trick you into a contract. They will give you a complete contract when they're done examining and tell you everything you need. And if you like it, you sign it. They'll even help negotiate with your insurance
somebody filed a
adjuster because
petition
they know
against
how to
it.
deal with
Yeah,
insurance
arrogant,
companies.
conceited,
But whether it's
bold,
insurance
saying
paying
that
or
it's
self,
generic for that type of person.
Excel. You will never have to put any money up front ever, and you will
You
never
can't
have any
trademark a
penalty
generic
clauses
mark.
in that contract.
Yeah, but
because
she's
they
not
know
using
you
it in
want
that
to stick with
fashion.
them, and they don't want to force you. 303-761-6400, the only way
Trademark
to run
office
a
agreed
roofing
to do the
company.
registration initially, whether or not they'll
And look
take
for
it back.
Excel on my
Oh, they can take it back?
They can, yeah, you can file a cancellation proceeding.
How long does that take?
You mean against someone? Against someone?
But in the meantime, she holds it.
Right now she holds it. It looks like somebody filed a petition for the trademark office to look at it again. From our person, the romance.
She's got a lot of copies here.
Like
She's got
Evil
20.
Evil Knievel.
Well, Evil's his name.
Well, yeah, but he can trademark that. I'm
Yeah.
sure he has a trademark for entertainment services.
Yeah, but Mark, Evil Knievel, you can call yourself Evil Mike.
Yeah.
Or Evil Martino, you can do that.
No, but that's my point. She was able to do cocky. Why?
Now, if you wear
Because,
a cape,
yeah,
and
but
jump on
she should have, in my opinion, she should have gone and gotten the cocky roomie, cocky biker, each one. Because cocky is a descriptive. Yeah, is descriptive. No, I mean, but saying cocky in a title, why would that be a copyright?
It's trademark.
Or trademark. Why?
Well, because she's saying that identifies my series of books.
It does.
Cocky in there, then you know it's from me. And that's why she said that some people had used the word then, and people bought that book thinking it was her.
Right.
And so that's why she said that she got.
Well, that's why I said, what about M is for murder?
Right.
You know, R
Yeah,
is
but
for
which
rape.
one is that? So you'd have to have a whole series of M is for murder. You could do that.
She just goes on the alphabet.
But yeah, if you go each one, you don't have a whole series.
But she has cocky different things.
Probably
cocky
has.
roomie, cocky biker, cocky.
Right.
But
And
she,
cocky is
but she is protecting cocky fill in the blank. And
As
so why?
as a book title
So
for
why
a
can't I?
love
A
novel.
is for fill in the blank. B is for no. Why can't I do that? Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by Plumline Services for all your home needs, right? Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Plumline Services. That now you can get air conditioning right now, half off when you buy the accompanying furnace. And, you know, to appease your curiosity, first of all, it doesn't cost you anything to find out. People think, oh, no, they must just be raising the price of one. No, they don't. They're value priced anyway, and then they take half off of the air conditioner. And if you decide not to buy, fine, you didn't lose anything. But here's the deal. You also, of course, along with that, get 0% financing for 12 months, 10-year parts and labor warranty, utility company rebates. I think they're up to like $1,500. Plumline Services, 303-586-1086. PlumlineServices.com. Let's talk. We have Mark Trenner with us from Trenner Law, trademark and attorney, and a U.S. patent attorney, and a copyright attorney. Let's just call it all intellectual property. But other than trademark, copyright, invention, what other intellectual property? Don't they all fall into those three?
Trade secrets. You could add trade secrets.
Now, what would be a trade secret?
Trade secret is something that you keep secret, like the formula to Coca-Cola.
But isn't that copyright?
No, that would be a trade secret.
It's a trade. It literally is called a trade secret.
It is, and yeah, there's a whole section of federal trade secret law, just to protect trade secrets. The key there is you have to keep it secret. If it becomes known, there's nothing you can do to stop
it. Somebody finds out about it, can they publish it?
If they come out with it on their own,
not on their own. What if they
if they steal it, then they're going to get prosecuted under the trade secret laws.
Okay, now, that means if somebody works there and then goes somewhere else.
That's right.
Okay, we just were discussing this, which came out just the other day, last month. This woman, this author, trademarked a word, cocky.
Right.
Because the titles of her book are cocky roomie, cocky biker, cocky cowboy, cocky romantic, cocky senator, cocky marine, cocky genius, cocky love, cocky quarterback, cocky rebel. Okay. Other authors hit the roof saying, how do you trademark a word? She is saying that if somebody comes out with cocky this or that, it will trade off of her popularity.
That's right, and that's why she said
she was granted
it. She was.
But just for the cocky fill in the blank.
That's right.
Just for the that seems cocky. Weird for me. Cocky fill in the blank.
Why does it seem weird?
Because cocky is a descriptor. Okay, for example, what if I had the black horse, the black house, the black dog, the black this, and I wanted to go and trademark the black fill in the blank? To me...
But if it was just for titles of books you were writing, and those were actually the titles...
Is black for a color? Then it would be generic and you can't trademark it. That's what they're trying to say about
Well, what is cocky is generic?
That's what some people are trying to say.
These are romance novels, so the word cocky is being used in a different fashion, is what I keep saying.
It's not generic of
romance. It's not like you're being cocky.
No. Cocky, the word cocky, what it means, it would be. I don't even understand why that matters if you're using it in a different way. If you want to use, you want to do something like the bold, okay, the bold biker, the bold this, the bold that, the bold and the beautiful, and try to get a trademark on bold.
And you probably could get that because it's for a series of books, and you have the exact same word in each of those, and it's not generic of books or of those types of stories.
The cocky roomie and the cocky brothers. If you go and get a trademark on that title. I don't understand the fill-in-the-blank part. That's the part that puzzles me.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily fill-in-the-blank.
Well, sure it is.
Well,
she didn't name them in her application.
She just has it for cocky, though. So she says you can't use cocky in connection with the title of a book for romance novels. You can use cocky for anything else to describe somebody or to sell
even other books.
But
and then she was apparently she was asking other authors to take it off of their books now that she has that word copyrighted.
And they need to.
It's trademarked. It's
pardon me.
And so she's saying you can't title your book, you know, the cocky whatever.
That's right. And under trademark law, if she can keep her trademark, she's correct.
She has to defend it, by the way. She has to ask them to remove it, right?
Yes, she does. She can't. Yeah, if you acquiesce and let people just start using it, you lose rights. You give up that right then.
If you did rocking romance, rocking love, rocking neighbor,
yeah, you could get a trademark for rocking because it's not generic for stories. So you probably couldn't trademark something like story time because that's generic of what it is.
Or Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time, that would be highly descriptive. It'd probably be hard to trademark. Anything that would be generic
and a trademark is different than a copyright.
That's right.
A trademark is a specific...
It's a brand.
And
the copyright would be the story itself.
And what is a service mark as opposed to a trademark? Yeah,
so a trademark, I mean, trademark kind of describes both, but there's trademarks would describe goods or products, and service mark would describe services.
I get what you mean.
Right.
Okay, we have a question here from Christy, and we'll get to all of your questions. 303-713-TALK. Let's go, Christy. What's happening?
Hey, just a quick question. I just wondered if you have lyrics that you'd like to submit to an artist. for them to look at? Do you have to copyright that before you send it to them to protect them?
So you
I've
have
also read you can send an email to yourself.
Yeah,
also.
all that email and registered mail to
don't do
yourself,
that.
that's all just myth and wives' tales.
But I mean, there's a little bit of truth to it. As soon
Because
as you write
it shows
down,
creation.
Yeah, as soon as you write it down, you have a copyright automatically, but you can't actually protect it. I would recommend that you file a copyright registration. You can file that at copyright.gov, and it's a $35 fee, and then they'll send you a registration certificate in about six months. Or if you need help with that, our office helps out with that. But go to copyright.gov, and you can apply for a trademark copyright registration.
It's really cheap, and it's registered.
If
But
you
you
were
are
gonna
right.
submit-
If you can prove when you created it, then it's automatically copyrighted. But as he said, you don't get any damages without protecting it.
Right.
If you wanted to send more than one set of lyrics at a time, do you have to get an individual one for each one?
You probably do, yeah.
Okay.
Wait. What do you mean?
So separate songs would be separate
yeah, but not the
registrations.
same song.
No. If you had more than one
Yes.
set,
Yes.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Different songs to the same
Right.
person. Do you
would
have to do that?
you would have a copyright for each one.
Right.
Now, do you
Okay.
have to tell them it's copyrighted?
You should. That way they respect your copyright.
Okay.
Christy,
thank you.
do you
Appreciate
do you write songs?
Well, I write poetry and things that are lyrical. I think they could be.
Cool.
So yeah. So I was just wondering how people went about that. I can't do the musical part, but I can do the words.
Are they cocky lyrics?
They're not.
Okay.
No, they're very heartfelt and sappy and.
Okay, cool. All right. 303-713-8255. Brent held yesterday. Brent, what's happening? Brent? He held yesterday.
It's a good call,
Brent!
too. Darn it.
I'm going to put it on hold in case he's there. Go to him and see. Brent, we tried to come to you, bro. We really want to. Okay, let's talk about David. David, talk with David. Hey, David, what's happening?
Quick question for you. I know that Colorado has laws regarding payment of double time with employment, overtime.
They have. There are certain laws about time and a half for certain overtime. And then
40 hours a week or 12 hours a day.
And then
time and a half.
But I don't know, and I never heard of double time.
Except in the military.
No, what are you talking about? Truly, are you kidding?
No, double time. Run double time.
It says here the minimum wage, of course, is covered, and then and here's the other thing. It's time and a half of your normal wage, so they can't just revert to minimum wage to get around, paying you more.
Yeah, and if you're salaried, depending you can't get paid less. Well, not really. You can't get paid less than what minimum wage and time and a half would all equal. You can't give someone a salary of $500 a month and they work 80 hours a week.
Right.
But what's his question?
Yeah. What happened with you?
I average, 60 hours a week, sometimes close to 70 hours a week, and I was just curious if there was any Colorado laws of
you can if you go to colorado.gov, look for wage and hour. They lay it out, but I've never heard of double time, and I can't find it here. That's all I'm saying. I can't find.
Yeah, and I've been looking for it, and I couldn't find it, and that's why I was trying to reach out to you guys. But I'll see what I can.
Are you hourly?
I am.
So you should get time and a half over 40 hours.
Yeah. Do they give you time and a half?
Yeah, I do make overtime. I do get time and a half.
He's thinking like extra overtime would be double time.
Yeah.
I don't think there's such thing in this state.
I think that they do that as an incentive to work holidays and stuff, but I don't think it's part of the law. Brent is back about his problem with window and screens. Go ahead, Brent.
Hey, Tom. So
Hi,
at
Brent.
the end of April, I contracted with Parker Window and Screen to come out and re-screen the house, replace a couple windows that were failing, and install a new screen door.
Now, when you talk about windows, you're talking about the glass panels, replacing those.
Correct.
Okay.
So, we gave them a deposit, and they took away our screens so they could, redo them.
Mm-hmm.
And, that was about...
And you never heard from them again? They have your screens?
Totally. So I was able to, I canceled the charge, and I sent him an email saying, hey, I'm canceling the charge on the credit card.
And that was really smart of you to do it by credit card.
Oh, at least I did something right.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard back from them. And they got all my screens.
Where are they located?
The whole span in the evening really great.
Where are they located?
It's Parker Window and Screen. I don't think they have a physical location that I know of.
How'd you find them? On one of these apps?
Yeah, they were, Home Advisor, they looked good, and Yelp, they looked good, but there's actually, I noticed that there's some other people throwing out some pretty bad comments right now.
Oh, no. Suzanne.
Their website says they're in Parker.
Does it say where?
12503 Venable Creek Street.
Oh, they actually have a street.
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried going by there, Brent? I would.
No, sounds like I should.
I mean, we don't mind calling for you. Clint, let's give him a quick call. Hold on. And then I would go by there. Suzanne will give you that address off the air again. 303-713-8255. Stem cell therapy. It is a controversial topic, unfortunately, because of no good, dirty, rotten scoundrels. They tell you you're going to get stem cell therapy, and you're not. Because most stem cell clinics do not do stem cell therapy. Like Stem Cell Institute of America, no stem cells there. You get amniotic fluid. And all the other stem cell societies and the stem cell clinics, mostly they use chiropractors to give you amniotic fluid, and they promise you that it's stem cells. I'm going to give you a tip. If amniotic fluid or any fluid is shipped to the clinic, there are no living stem cells, simply because they're not allowed to concentrate stem cells in a way that would keep them alive. It's against FDA regs. So therefore, you might have one or two stem cells by accident that survive. But to get true living stem cell therapy, they must be extracted at the time of the injection from the donor, you, and then re-injected, and it's best to be re-injected with imagery so they know where they're going. And did you know that about 90% of all the stem cell patients are not stem cell eligible? And only a good doctor will tell you that. And that's where Centeno Schultz come in. They are doctors, and they will tell you if you're a candidate. But here's the good news. If you're not a candidate, they have other treatment options available, including PRP and other less costly methods. So there's not one size fits all, and you get true living stem cells at Centeno Schultz. 303-963-9201. They also go under the brand name Regenex, and there are other affiliated clinics as well that are Regenex and not Centeno Schultz, but they do the real thing. And so does, of course, Centeno Schultz, the founder and the original stem cell clinic, the original stem cell provider in the country. 303-963-9201.
You're exactly right on the wages. Even on a holiday, they don't even have to pay time and a half.
No, but over 40 or over 12.
That's all. Yeah. California has double time over 12.
Yeah, of course. California has
over double time, over 16 a week or over 12
Yeah, well,
a day.
California, like he said, not only they're behind on everything. Their liberal policies have gotten into so much trouble with everything. The state's going broke.
Oh man, it's bad.
Severe thunderstorms possible this afternoon. Be careful out there.
Even their emissions are different. Isn't it so weird? When you sell a car in California, you have to build it different than any other state in the union. It's amazing. Why would they do that to their people?
And all of the stuff about the medical care for indigent, I mean, not that it's kind, but man, it can't be supported. There's not yet.
You've probably seen those crazy granite.
No, they try and do that with cars on purpose because they think we're such a big market that we're going to influence the whole country.
In California?
California.
Or you can go to a place.
You know,
for automobiles, they are the #1 market.
Yeah.
The all-electric cars, so take a Prius or any one, the Nissan Leaf. If you own that car in New York,
all electric, is it?
Prius.
Oh, it is? Okay.
If you take that car in New York City and you own it in New York City, your carbon footprint is actually bigger than gasoline because electricity there is all coal. So it actually, your footprint driving an electric car when you charge it is being burned off coal is bigger. Now, if you do that in Colorado, that's not true. But there's people that go out, think they're getting a, you know, being green, and they're not.
It'll be black.
Carbon.
But CO2, it's not just carbon.
Yeah, but CO2 is good stuff, man.
It is good stuff.
I love that stuff.
You gotta have
CO2.
it. You gotta have it.
Maybe. That's monoxide. What's dioxide?
No, CO is carbon monoxide.
Oh,
Monoxide.
CO2 is dioxide?
Yeah.
No, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Mono.
Talking a couple of engineers here.
The
Yeah,
third way of
CO is one.
offing yourself.
Yeah. Mono is one, di is two.
Yeah, you got two engineers.
But he's a multiple. I'm just a single.
Yeah, he's got a law degree.
He's got, well, he's probably electrical. What are you? Electrical, mechanical, environmental.
But actually he's slacked because there's one more he could get.
Oh, there's many more you get.
No, but there's one thing he cannot do when it comes to intellectual
Yeah, I'll
property.
do biochemical.
He's not biochemical.
But you can
Slacker!
But you can process the law. You don't have to be an engineer to process
No,
it.
you don't. You could do it, but I wouldn't understand what they're talking
Right.
about.
He would have no understand what would be funny.
Yeah, but most
Now listen, I can do it, but I'm gonna have to read up
don't
on
have
it.
your background at all.
Well, you have to have at least some science degree.
But you have to have a
You do.
degree?
Yeah. You have to
for
have
patent
science.
training, really?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's it for the patent.
And engineering.
So, did you go
That's
into
the
your
only law thing that
your
required.
pre-law knowing you were going to do
I didn't.
intellectual?
I want
So then, by accident, you got your engineering stuff?
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought about doing engineering, then I thought about doing law, and then I connected the pieces law.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, it wasn't part of the grand plan, it just happened to fall.
Can you imagine the medication side of that bio stuff? That would be crazy.
Oh, well, you know,
Well, and then they have to do those sequence
places do it
things,
just
if they
for
do
that.
DNA and RNA. I don't know any of that stuff.
Oh man, it would be
I've
nuts.
seen some of those patents, it's like
He,
different language.
I love this story. He paid $20 to get a DNA test on what was it?
Some
Like Groupon.
So now they're all about
$20.
No,
And it asked
no
him
more
questions.
privacy.
No,
No, it's just, it's really.
it asked him questions, so he answers them. It comes back and basically everything that he said in the questionnaire, that's what he is. So then he pays $100 for a real one from 23andMe.
140.
And it was different? Was it different?
It was fucking completely
Oh, yeah.
different.
I just got that.
Really?
Yeah, the $20 one, literally, they looked at his answers, I think.
They didn't actually check it.
I don't think
It said, like, what do you think you are? German. You're German!
Well, I just got mine back, 23andMe, just like Mark.
I got to do mine yet. I bought 2 of them.
So
He
the
got
medical-
2 good ones.
So it makes you think. It says, do you want to see the medical?
Oh, yeah, it'll scare the shit out of you
Yeah.
before you open it up.
Yeah.
If you got medical. You're old enough now that it doesn't matter.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and you know what? He gets busy this time of year. Why do you think, when it's hot like this, why is a criminal defense attorney busy? Because people have the cook-me-outs. Yep, and they have the bubblies. They have the barbecue, and basically they get roasted themselves. And that's the problem. You can't calculate drinking when it's hot out. You think, this isn't affecting me. Here's the deal. Joe Lazzara is there to help, but he's not there to encourage that. Lyft and Uber are available. Also, you can get a breathalyzer. These, now they're making them better and better. But if you need help, Joe Lazzara is there to help you with any crime you're accused of. Even if you want to plead guilty and get through the system, you need an attorney. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. LazzaraLegal.com. You can find Joe on my referral list at referrallist.com. Now, Charlie has a question for Mark Trenner at Trenner Law, and then we have Clint, yes or no? Did you get through to anybody there, yes or no?
No, but they're gonna they got to go into the shop, look for them. They're gonna call me back.
All right, so you did get through then. Brent, they're gonna check on your order.
They said they got to dig for them and they'll get them for them
And
to
you'll-
call
you-
after 1.
So Brent, we're gonna get those screen frames back to you at least, And you did cancel your credit card, which is good. Charlie, go ahead. What's happening?
Yeah, down in Colorado Springs, we rebranded to Olympic City, USA.
You did?
And, yeah, we did. So the city is now technically called Olympic City, USA.
But hold on. It's still truly Colorado Springs, though, legally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's just their marketing tagline.
Yeah.
Just like greatest snow on earth for Utah.
Or the Big Apple.
For travel.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
So a friend of mine, a real estate agent here, rebranded his business to Olympic City Homes, and then got
very cool.
cease and desist from the city saying he's not allowed to do that.
Oh, because they want it for themselves. Aha.
Just wondering what the difference between Olympic City Homes and say like Pikes Peak Homes or Colorado Springs Homes.
Because Pikes Peak is not.
That's right. It's not a trademark.
And neither is Colorado Springs.
Yeah, those are just places on the map. So you're allowed to say where you're at, but if they went and they came up with a cutesy name that they have a trademark that they're advertising under, then you can't just go use it.
You would think that you'd want that. You'd want people to use it.
They might have a business association or trade association where you can pay a fee and be part of their organization, and then they'll let you use it. You might check into that.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Well, okay. The good part is that they're not going to try to get them for damages. I mean, they can, right? Can't you? Or is it first a warning?
You certainly can, but you generally will send out a warning first.
Yeah, I've wanted to ask him that. Do you have to send out a warning? We've had people use our referral list, which you trademarked for us. And why do I got to send them a warning? Why don't I simply
You generally just want them to go away because the cost of just to file a lawsuit can be extremely expensive, and if they'll just pack up and go away, that's usually the better thing.
Are there automatics?
Unless they've made a huge profit.
Are there automatics? Well, we don't know, but a lot of people, they use our name and they have stickers on cars and they have all kinds of... What I want to know is, are there automatic statutory damages?
Not for trademark.
Okay. All right, but for what?
For copyright. If you have a registration, that's one of the reasons I always say at least go pay that $35 fee and register it, because there are statutory damages. You don't have to prove damages for a copyright.
Emily, what is your comment on double time? Emily.
My husband and son have worked holidays and Sundays and have gotten double time.
Yes, that's because the company lets him, but it's not required.
Oh, really?
No, it's not.
Okay, but I have listened to you since you went after AAA
Oh, my God, you remember that? We set up in their parking lot.
Yes,
who was
yes.
it? AAA Optical.
Oh, I remember that.
What was that guy's name again?
I think the name Palmer comes to my
Palmer,
mind.
you're right, Emily. Dr. Palmer. The guy was such a rip-off.
Yeah,
it was amazing that the amount of money he took and did not come through. That I had never seen an out-and-out rip-off as bad as Dr. Palmer. We literally went live from his parking lot in both radio and TV. Yes, Charles, sorry for the wait. Your Nissan manufacturer, what's the problem?
Hello, good morning.
Hey, Charles, what's going on?
I bought a brand new Nissan Murano, a 2015 Murano. I bought it in 2016, less than 2 years ago. Currently has 21,900 miles on it. It has had a rebuilt transmission, and ever since the rebuilt transmission, the car has been vibrating. I've had it back in 4 times. Also had the Nissan specialist fly in. They say that it's a normal behavior for the car.
What's normal?
But
What's normal?
The vibration after the transmission rebuild.
When you say vibration, is it at every speed?
It's at the slower speeds, coming to a stop, in reverse, sitting still, and
well, it's sure not normal. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
And it never did it before.
Correct.
And it was this transmission changed under warranty?
Yes, under the normal manufacturer's warranty.
It could simply be that drive shaft's got to be balanced.
Well, have you ever had a non-dealer look at it?
Not yet, no.
That's what we need to do before we do anything. We have to have one of our shops look at it and tell you what it is. Because you can't, they say it's normal. But you never got an independent opinion?
No, they're Nissan, and they have their specialists.
Yeah, but doesn't it? I know that. But didn't it ever occur to you to have an independent inspection? I mean, because you're calling us, right? So you obviously don't believe them.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't know if it's normal. How bad is it, by the way?
Sometimes it's just very slight. Sometimes it vibrates so much it makes my nervous system go crazy. It's just like.
And how did they describe it as normal? Did you say it never happened before? Why is it happening now?
Yes, I did.
Well, what do they say about that? It just doesn't sound logical to me. What do they say about it?
They say that's normal. They said that they compared it to other cars on their lot with similar.
Well, why did they let you? Did they let you drive the other cars?
No, they did not.
Okay, that's another thing I'd ask. You got some homework. First and foremost, take it to one of our transmission places. Okay. Where are you located?
I'm in Centennial.
Okay. Kimmer Transmission. He's just south of Parker Road. And when I say just south, like a stone throw, just south of, and it's on Jordan. Do you know where Jordan is?
I do.
So just go to Jordan Road and go south.
You'll see a sign.
Centennial, and as you're heading south, you'll make an immediate left into that parking lot.
Charles, is that a CVT transmission?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. They're crap, but it doesn't matter. It's still either normal or not. But you know, he'll know. He'll know with one drive, and he'll tell you exactly what it is. So that's Kimmer Transmission, 303-713-8255. And another great shop we have, Pro Auto Care. Al Aramis, what I like about Al is he's our car nanny, I call him. I just got a notice. I have to have my oil changed. He keeps track of my car, and he sends me emails and texts based on the average amount I drive. They calculate that. They take your VIN number. They also send you notices on all factory stuff due. And you don't have to go to a dealer. They're better, faster, and cheaper than most dealers. And you can have the work done without going to a dealer. And now, obviously, if it's warranty work that has to be done at a dealer, that's one thing. But Al also keeps records for you. So if you need something and you need to pull a record, or you're selling your car and you want to show the records, he'll print them all out for you or email them to you. That's Pro Auto Care. And they're located in two places near Evans and I-25, right near that intersection. If you go just east and north on Dahlia, or south of Bowles on Santa Fe, that's Pro Auto Care. The number is easy, 303-PRO-AUTO. That's also the website, 303-PROAUTO.com.
Yeah, he was talking. I was talking to him one day.
They're crap.
Not a double. He was exactly the guy to send them to.
Why did they get so much as they are crap?
I don't know. Not a lot of Nissans.
You know, when you say normal, 50 years ago they were pretty small.
Barely fit a car in there.
Jeff was talking about he does like 5 a week or something like that with CVTs.
In fact, you couldn't fit in like a big truck.
Maybe he done 5 that week.
What's that, Mark? I'm just saying, what do you think a normal these days? Dan brought up a good thing, but what do you think a normal width of a garage door is on your Highlands Ranch style house?
14.
Not a double, a single.
14.
Is that normal?
Well, 12 used to be normal, but I would think, actually some of them are 8, but 8 is really small. You have to be very good to go into an 8. You know, even though it seems wide, a car is about what, wide? 4.5, 5?
What's the widest a vehicle could be? What's a big semi?
No, semis are 8 foot.
Is that a standard?
You can be 8, that's the most you can be.
Is 8.
Yes, and you
Or else
can
you
be
gotta have a wide
45 without a brake.
Maybe it's those motorhomes that are 102s or something like that.
That's right, 102. How many is that?
Well, it's 8 foot, so let's see. 96 is 8.
Oh, so they did make 102. That might be the max. And then also 45 without articulation.
It's the length. Is that where the articulation starts at 45?
It has to be, yeah.
Oh,
If you're over 40, but you can have 2 45s. I often wondered why they didn't make a motorhome like that with the accordion.
So wait a minute. The longest vehicle
without an articulation.
So a bus. The longest bus is 45. There's not a 50-foot bus?
No, you can't. Not without a brake.
Yeah, no, I get you.
That's what it used to be. I mean, they made a change. Like,
I wonder why they. Well, okay, simply because you can't make the corners. I mean,
You see 53
I don't know why.
foot trailers, but it's because the pin sits back.
well,
Is it 53?
Well, you see flatbed trailers, you'll see trailers that mark 53 feet, but the pin starts just for 45 feet.
So you are articulating at 45
feet, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never knew that.
Well, they couldn't get around.
Some of those RTD buses and shit, I swear,
You can never back those mothers up.
Well, they got those flexible things.
That's
in
what
there,
I'm wondering.
too,
I'm
right?
wondering why they never made a motorhome like
They
that.
got a flexible thing in there.
You know what I thought would be ideal to make a motorhome out of?
You can never get
You're
to a
right.
parking lot.
You're absolutely
right.
Trailers that moving companies use to have the drop floor.
Yeah.
Why don't they just make a motorhome in one of those? And just
I'm sure somewhere.
Because people have they want to use that storage.
I'm sure someone did.
No. Moving.
Yeah, but what he's saying is
they're
no, but he's saying they're every bit as tall, the regular motorhomes, but they have storage below. I don't know what they are.
Yeah, but you just move it around with a tractor. You know, like I know people, their motorhome goes to Mexico and back.
Yeah.
They could just have a tractor move it.
They do have some of these.
You know what?
Some of the big RVs are
Some of those
exactly
RVs,
that.
they park them one time, and they waste all that motor.
They have.
I just look. Did you ever have a Prevost?
If you look up.
Three Prevosts. Well, you had 3 of them. Oh my God, those are just.
Who was
They're so
black
beautiful.
In my crazy younger days,
Yeah.
I had a new one.
Rockstar
in
bus.
the Alien movie.
$1 million.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
It was crazy. It was insane.
Oh, they're absolutely
Independence Day?
gorgeous.
Was that Independence
Yeah,
Day?
what's his?
Here's what I love about these guys. You buy a Prevost. It was just under $1 million at that time. Okay, now they tell you these things will go 1 million miles, and they will. I swear to God, those big giant Detroit.
You'll never drive it 1 million miles.
Hold on. You get more than 100,000, and they tell you, oh, well, you got a lot of miles. Then the prices drop drastically.
What's the most you ever put on a bus in 1 year, though?
I hardly put any on.
I
I
know.
never had time. I mean, but
I was shocked how cheap the insurance was on mine. Shocked.
But here's what's great. You can buy a Prevost with 300,000. Nobody wants it. None of the fuddy-duddies want it. But they're beautiful. And they'll last you for hundreds of thousands of miles.
Maintenance is
That's
so
where you buy it.
Huh?
I bought 2 used ones and 1 new one.
God, they're so.
Have you took it back?
Trailers
New
match.
one.
Oh my God, I got strung. The new one was the worst investment I ever made.
Why?
You buy it for $1 million, sell it for 700,000, and you have like a few miles on it.
Yeah, I know. Less than a
That's
year.
one reason. And
That's the same as what I just did, though. It's not the same numbers, but it's the same percentage.
The used ones are great deals if you get them with high miles. I got one with 198,000 miles.
But that's really not high mileage.
No, it's nothing.
Oh,
It
no.
was beautiful, and I saved so much.
The ceilings in them are just works of
Now I
art.
had 2 stainless steels, and I had one the big fiberglass Prevost.
What'd you like better?
The fiberglass one was awesome.
I didn't know they made them other than with the stainless bottom.
No, they make them giant stainless ones. Look at those big giant tour buses. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Hey, interestingly enough, we do have lines open. You can get right through right now. And you want to know Cam Solar. Look outside and watch this sun. 360 days average in this state. Cam Solar, we have partnered with because, well, I say partnered. They're on a referral list because we needed a great solar company. We recruited them because they were doing such a gang-bang business in Texas. 3,000 solar systems. And we had only clowns here that went in and out of business. So you can go to Cam Solar, and you get a 20-year warranty on parts, you get a 20-year performance guarantee, and you get immediate savings with no cash out of pocket because of the tax incentives and low-cost financing. Here's the great deal about Cam Solar. You buy the system, you don't lease it. Now, I'm not dead set against leasing, but I'm saying that with a lease, you have to have somebody inherit it when you sell your home. With this, you just make it part of the deal, and you can buy that system and own it. So, Cam Solar, you can go online, and within 20 minutes, they get back to you with a complete performance proposal that they will guarantee. Within 20 minutes, that's based on solar radiation on that lot, your roof line, and everything they can find without even touching your house. They just do it online. So go here, all right? Go, camsolar.com,
GoCam/troubleshooter. That's for all our listeners. GoCam, C-A-M. GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter. Fill out the information, and within 20 minutes they get back to you. Of course, there's never an obligation. You're going to love it. And there's no money out of pocket. It's just done. It's one of the best deals around because of the government incentives that I hope stick around. All right, so what's this problem with a fence job? We have Mark Trenner with us, too, intellectual property attorney and engineer himself on all kinds of stuff. Richard, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm doing well. What's happening with this fence thing? You know, that's another area of clowns, the fencing business. It is. Man, you never find people that have been around a long time and will stay around unless they are god-awful expensive. You'll find people that have been around forever, but you will pay out the nose for them. And then the other guys are like fly-by-nights. So what's going on?
That's exactly true.
Yep.
Yeah, my 85 feet of my backyard fence blew down in that Colorado windstorm, about a month ago.
Does your insurance cover it?
I don't think so. To be honest, I didn't really look.
You ought to try. I mean, unless it's just small enough not to worry.
And that's what I figured is because I was, I guess me and my backyard neighbor were going to split it, so I figured it'd be cheaper that way.
So what's going on?
So the issue is that it was her brother. She recommended me. He has a construction company and everything. I seen him. Yeah, so I was like, really? He has a construction company. You know, I took her word of mouth. I'd rather us pitch in on a pro, but somebody neutral. But like I said, we kind of went with my I wanted to be a good neighbor and stuff. So I was like, cool. So, you know, the next day I seen him out there measuring it. I met him. I wanted to get a feel for him. Kind of weird guy, but yeah, so basically, yeah, we agreed. So we pitched in half. We split the cost of 85 feet, about like $30 a square foot. So, you know, top dollar average for a fence, you know what I mean? I believe. But yeah, it took him a couple weeks. Yeah, it just looks terrible. I have the rail side, which is fine. It matches my corner lot, all my fences.
So what's going on with it? What's happening so far?
So it looked terrible a couple months or about a month ago. I still paid him right when I seen it. You know, I was like, oh, you know, I was by myself. My wife was at work.
Yeah. How much have you paid?
I paid $1,300, and apparently she was supposed to pay him $1,300. But right when I gave him the money, I said, so right off the bat, man, this looks ridiculous. And I was just like, can you fix it? And I pointed to
what was wrong with it, basically? Tell me
what's... The main thing is when you walk in my backyard, it's the rails. I mean, they're just all over the place. I don't know if it was his first fence ever.
What do you mean? I don't understand. Now, is it a split rail fence?
Yeah, it's a picket fence, 85 feet, 3 rails, you know, a top rail, a middle rail, and a bottom rail all the way across, 85 feet down. So kind of like a basic cedar fence.
When you say picket and then you say rails, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I guess they're the same thing.
No, they're not. They're totally different. Split rail is totally different than picket. It's a different universe. So,
definitely.
Well, what do you have? A picket or a split rail?
Picket fence.
A picket fence, okay. And so what do you... Oh, when you say rails, you mean the braces.
Braces, yeah, let's go with that.
Got you. Okay. The braces...
The braces look terrible, yeah.
They're not lined up?
Yeah, at one point, some of the braces even almost form an X. It just makes no sense, you know what I mean?
Now, they do have panels where the braces do make an X, and then the others... are parallel, and they alternate them sometimes.
Yeah, this was all custom. He built it with one of his partner.
Can you take a picture?
Oh, yeah, I've took 100 pictures.
Did you send us any?
Oh, I can. I didn't know I could.
Yeah, you can. We're going to let you know. So what do you want us to do? What do you want? What do you want?
So basically just some advice because I've asked for my money back, and in regards to talking to some people and showing everybody pictures, everybody is kind of upset at me that I even paid him.
Hey, do you want to make a bet? Do you want to make a bet?
Well, now I've been doing some digging, and apparently I think it's illegal to build a fence. I don't know if she...
what do you mean illegal?
Well, I guess in Thornton you have to pull a permit, and then I guess you have to be a contractor.
Well, you have to be in some areas you have to be licensed contractor and pull a permit.
Right. So I called the city. I mean, I guess there's no permit for it, so I was wondering if I could get in trouble for that, or...
Well, yeah.
I told him to pull a permit, and about a month ago he said he did, and then when we called in, he never did.
Well, it's reasonable for you to rely on a contractor. So,
right.
So you're not going to get in trouble for like a penalty or anything, but you will have to, they may back charge you. But is this contract in your name or in her name or both?
No, yeah, it looks like he sent it to his sister in her name, but in the invoice it says what he did, and it says that me and her split the cost and all that. So
you want to make a bet? You want to make a bet that $1,300 covered it all?
That's what almost everybody I asked is saying.
How many feet?
85 feet.
She didn't pay for a dime.
That's what everybody's
She got
saying.
it free. And generated business for her brother.
Exactly. And
So,
the main thing is I only called one pro out, just a local contractor on Craigslist. He had a bunch of fence picks, but he sent me a text of everything.
$15 a foot. $15 a foot is what you paid. So don't tell me the thing was $30 a foot. It wasn't.
No, that's what he told me.
Yeah. So basically, your sister got it free. I mean, his sister.
Yeah, that's what I came to believe. Which is,
do you have a written agreement? Do you have a written agreement with them?
Just that invoice he sent me.
No written agreement with her to pay half?
Yeah, on the invoice it says that we paid half, me and my wife, and then she paid half. It says that on the written.
Man,
$1,300.
I would have a field day with it. But it's, listen, I don't know what you're going to do. It doesn't. If he doesn't have the skill, he can't fix it.
Yeah, and I guess my issue is every nail that he built with the fence blasted through my backside, so it's kind of like a torture wall now for my dog run. Like, there's 100 nails that are blasted through.
Did you talk to her about it?
Yeah, I called her, and right when I called her, I was like, can we talk? And she was like, sure. I was like, why didn't you tell me your brother couldn't build fences? And she just started cussing at me and hung up on me and pretty much told me that I just want a free fence. So I think they're in it together.
What I would do is sue for my $1,300 back, and I'd get an expert opinion on the fence and sue for my $1,300 back. And then I would also claim that she never paid half if it gets sticky, because she'd have to prove she paid him. And of course they could always dummy that up, but I'll bet you she didn't pay him. It's just never, man, this is the worst way to do it.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say, like, he said that he wants to come and grind all the nails off the back, and I was like, what? Now I'll have a burned up fence?
What's the name of his company?
Foothills Improvement, Inc. Well, I looked up his website. I guess he plows snow, and he works on her apartment complex. I was like, what? He's not even who he said he was.
Oh, well. I don't know, man. You want us to call it. It's not going to do any good. I mean, seriously, when you get clowns like this, it doesn't matter. But we'll call if you want. Listen, tell Suzanne. We'll call maybe. But I would just sue him. I would literally sue him in small claims court for the money and saying I got no value. And I would get somebody to tell me that. Or if you can still use the main post, give him, for legitimacy, give him some value toward the $1,300 and sue him for the balance of what, or get an estimate on what it would take to fix the fence and then sue him for that amount. But do something. And then after that, I would sue her for half of the repair, because the other part is going to be too complicated. It's just terrible. 303-713-8255. John Fuller. Remember the name, Fuller Law. If ever you need someone to sue for personal injury, when the heck do you sue for personal injury? The point is, you don't know. Sometimes you're in a car accident and you shouldn't sue. Sometimes you should go after them. It depends. There are so many things that depend. And John Fuller will answer all of those questions. You know what? Don't go to these attorneys that hype themselves and give themselves nicknames. They're more impressed with how they look on TV than the case themselves. They're what you call case mills. They just collect all these cases and try to settle them quickly. John Fuller doesn't do that. John Fuller will take each and every case seriously and to the max that he believes it's worth. Go talk to him no matter what. If you're injured, just talk to him. Ask questions. He'll answer them. Because when you're injured, you're not sure what to do. John Fuller will at least be a great start. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. His website is personalinjuryco.com.
So Azar probably has the strong arm copyright, right? Or Frank Azar himself, the strong arm?
Probably a trademark.
Yeah. John Paul wants to be the ass man.
You think there's only one strong arm, huh?
Well, when it comes to an attorney, though, Mark, that would be.
I'm curious.
Because that would be easier for me to believe than the cocky thing, you know, the strong arm, because it describes a lawyer. I don't think, for example, you could prevent someone from saying strong arms construction.
No. What's if that was someone's legal name? Seriously, if you changed your name to something weird like that,
yeah,
how
you
would
can
they
always
look at
use
it?
your own name.
Huh. So I'm going to change my name to Strong Arm.
There you go. You can be.
First name The.
Or you just could go right to what Ford wants you to.
I always go back to McDonald's. So if my last name was McDonald's, I could open a restaurant called McDonald's because it's my own name.
Yeah.
And sell hamburgers.
Upside down M.
Yeah, just don't start getting too close to them.
Mick.
So it looks like there's actually 38 strong arm trademark registrations, probably for a lot of different things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You think he just went across the gambit and hit them all? So
No, they're probably all different people.
What's his real name? I'll try and look it up.
Frank Azar?
We think it's his real name.
Yeah, who knows?
Not sure.
Call me. My son said he comes into Shanahan's a lot when he's working there, and he's a real ass.
Who?
The strong arm.
The strong arm. The big ass.
That's what
It was only about 30 feet, but we had a neighbor do that, just put up a fence. It's so
Yeah.
ugly. But what we did.
But why did this guy pay him?
I know. And then they call us. We just put up another set of rails and pickets on our side.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just right close there. But there, what about the setback?
I don't know. Nobody cared. I don't know whose property it was on. I think actually the whole fence was on our property anyway. But
No, a double fence, I bet you need it. I bet there's a setback thing. That's it. If they got technical, but they probably don't care. You put it right up, boom, boom.
no, we just put another set of rails on the posts and put pickets on our side.
Okay.
Just so it looks like it's done on your side.
Yeah, so it looks finished on our side. It was only about 30 feet of it.
Ours is every other one.
Yeah, but that's what you do with your neighbor. You do it every other one.
For strong arm.
He doesn't have it. It could. Who knows? It could be. It could be under whatever the legal name of his entity is.
So you could take the strong arm. Mark the strong arm.
Well, not if he actually does have
You could be.
rights,
Yeah.
even without a registration.
Why?
Just because he's been marketing it so much in the Denver area, so you can't use strong arm for legal services.
You couldn't use strong arm police services?
He's not trademarked it, but he said he's having.
Well, I can't find a registration, but he still has trademark rights just because he uses it so much here.
Come on.
Yeah, you can get trademark rights just by using something.
But Tom calls him the big ass, so could he also take that because Tom uses
Boy, that saved me, Mark. I mean, Dan.
What's that?
Have you
Saved
met
me.
him?
I got up and it was still from
Oh,
our
I
leg.
never actually met him.
Would have pulled all the cords out.
He's met who was he? Who was your
bulldog?
The bulldog. He's come face to face with the bulldog.
Everybody's a bulldog more.
Apparently he's got
God,
bad
he's
breath.
been around for a
Crusty skin.
Bad breath, a little bit.
Crusty skin, bad breath. I think it's part cadaver.
Which
These are.
Ooh.
Looks like your big brother.
I would, that would be something, the cadaver.
Look at that.
What was his name?
Moore. What was his name?
Brian the Bulldog Moore.
Brian the Bulldog Cadaver.
I met him too. He was
So I'm on Brian's website, and he doesn't seem to have.
Brian, almost dead.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Lent Construction specializes in basements. And it's to a point now where if you want to see his work, just go on this website. It just says it all. It's bestbasementsdenver.com. Bestbasementsdenver.com. Line-by-line pricing. And no allowances, but just true line-by-line pricing. So you'll know the true price. So if you compare it with others, make sure you truly do accurate pricing. Some people put in allowances that are artificially low. And he integrates the basement into the home. It's not just drywall and trim. God, I hate basements that just look like an afterthought. Go, take a look, bestbasementsdenver.com. Make your decision the smart way. 720-744-2885. Bestbasementsdenver.com. Okay, so got a couple lines open, 303-713-TALK. We have Mark Trenner with us. We'll be talking more trademark and inventions and copyrights coming up on, because it's a very complicated area of law, but very interesting as well. So, Alice,
yes.
What's going on with these trees? Were they on your property, Alice?
Well, here's what.
Okay.
I have 49 feet of fencing. My neighbor put in, it's his fence, came over and put a new fence in, cut down my 60-year-old Italian plum tree.
Now, Alice, hold on. Was this a fence put on his property or on your property?
Who knows? I say it is on my property, but he wiped out.
All right, you hold on, and we'll come right back and talk specifically about this fence. Meanwhile, if you have any problems, give us a call, 303-713-TALK.
Is your credit score preventing you?
Sounds like the same lady we had the other half of this. He has the guy has a when they come out and measure it. Survey. And she doesn't. She just says it's somewhere around the bushes. I think this is the other half of the same one. I bet.
No. Really?
We'll see.
Well, it depends on where the tree's at, but you can't cut someone's tree down even if it's partly
but he says there's a big discrepancy in the property line. He says it was in his yard. And her fence is in his yard. He has a survey to prove it.
His fence anymore.
Her fence is in her yard.
You don't see it
The tree
on
was in her yard.
I
don't know. I don't remember.
So he's no longer the strong arm. Looks like they may have. Yeah, looks like they may have just agreed to walk away from
the last name is Bagwell, the other guy.
Tell me what happened with the strong arm.
Well, there's an article here that says that apparently somebody sued Frank Azar for using the strong arm. An attorney in Atlanta who said they had been using it.
There is no strong arm anywhere on his website. You're right.
I think he must have stopped
They said that they withdrew the complaint, so there's probably some settlement where they've just both agreed to stop using it or phase it out.
Yeah, look at this. Now, one thing about strong arm.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll take
He's
your...
been using it. Okay, here's the first thing that comes up by Google. Google the strong arm. See what happens. The very first thing that comes up.
Yeah, but he doesn't have control over
He's got the
that.
referral list on his website. No, just kidding.
Yeah, it shows up in that Google.
The strong arm.
Yeah, but I don't see it on anything else, just that one. But if you go to his website, you don't see it anywhere anymore.
You know, I have heard.
Here it is. Lawyers wrestle over the strong arm phrase.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
How old is this?
Just earlier.
Oh, yeah, it's this year, man.
So that's pretty recent.
Strong arm battle.
But it's an older, I mean, it's out of the state, but that's weird that they would have.
Well, for national trademark, federal trademark.
He has a trademark, the other guy, right?
So it looked like.
Brent Iverson is on Broadman.
Oh, he did it with Secretary of State in 2012.
Based in Atlanta.
But Azar claims he has the rights having registered the strong arm nationally in the same year.
Yeah, but did you see where they dropped the complaint in March this year? So they probably both agreed to just phase it out and walk away from it.
So is it first to file or first to use? He's been using it way longer.
The other guy's name is fucking Frank too. The first.
But
name.
Frank Azar's been using it way before this guy. This
Yeah.
guy started using it in
So
05.
at the trademark office, it's going to be strictly first to
File.
But if somebody else has been using it, they may be able to.
Why didn't he fight it?
They probably didn't think it was worth it. Trademark infringement suits can be expensive.
Brett Ivenson's on broadband.
Yeah, he got you.
Okay, yeah. And that
Here's another one too. There's the other strong arm attorney in Texas had a commercial featuring an arm wrestling match. So there was multiple ones. It'd be funny if they were all Frank.
Everyone agrees. You deserve the expertise of Progressive Business Insurance.
No, the other one's Dean.
One's in Amarillo, one's in New Orleans.
God, the commercials, the commercials all look the same too. It's so funny.
ProgressiveCommercial.com, if you please. Faster than a bee's knees as he pollinates the leaves of 3 trees.
Ah, these guys keep emailing me. It's one of these deals I tell them, stop, and I swear I get more emails. I've unsubscribed like 10 times.
LifeLock Identity Theft Protection has added Norton Security to help protect you against cyber criminals.
Yeah, sometimes when you don't subscribe, then they know you're for real.
Yeah, they know you're a real deal.
I've got a groupie, a guy who's
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage but didn't want to start a new 30-year
The guy that made me cry?
No,
Where's he?
he's still unemployed.
You made him cry. You've not heard from that guy that Clint made cry, have you?
You don't have to worry about resetting your
made him
loan
cry.
because at American Financing they
Because I told him to stop.
He was so upset, man. Then he started,
I was going to let him reboot, then something happened.
then Tom got into it with him.
Oh, he got
Never,
What's that?
never walk into a email war with a nutball. Because you can't win. There is no win.
It's not the same one, Dan. No, but God, it's just sounds just like it just. This guy.
Would you call the guy up that you made cry?
No,
Steve
don't.
Archuleta.
Yeah.
She made fun through his pants, I saw.
He says only he can pull it off.
What does he have?
He's got some ugly
there wasn't
shoes
used to
on
the
the
railway. I want you to do something.
He says, I can teach you a thing about faxing.
He's been fighting for 5 years and won't get his turn.
Anyhow.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino here, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. We have a break in the weather, and you're going to get a great deal because of it. You know, people, they've been so slammed, they haven't been doing their $39 cleaning checks. That's going to change, and you're going to love to hear that. So what's on your mind right now? Also, interest rates are down. But how long will that last? I'm Tom Martino, and we got all kinds of things to talk about. Mark Trenner is our guest today on patents and trademarks and all of that kind of stuff going on, like intellectual property. There's always a lot of news when it comes to intellectual properties. We were talking about the strong arm. I joked about Frank Azar being the strong arm and the big ass and all that. And anyway, Frank Azar doesn't use that term anymore because there was an argument with that. We'll talk about that. I am so confused about what can be trademarked and enforced, especially if it's across state lines and he never practices in Colorado. Why would he care if he's an Atlanta attorney using the strong arm? So we got a lot to talk about. Alice also wants to talk about trees cut down on a fence line. And when it comes to fences, it gets very complicated. And it also gets complicated on who's allowed to cut what where. Judy wants to talk about being scammed by a landscaper. This is the time of year that they come out of the woodwork. First things first, okay? Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans, rates are down. You have the interest rate guarantee. Doesn't matter much. You get it done, and if interest rates go down, you refinance them. But anyway, how much are rates down, and where are rates going? Brent.
Well, here's the thing. Rates right now are at their lowest levels of the year. We're in the mid-4s on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage with an APR of 4.812%. So here's where rates are likely going up. You know, the Federal Reserve has decided they're going to continue to hike rates. We're seeing a lot of economic pressure, a lot of traction in the economy, and as we continue to see that, we're going to see mortgage rates climb further. The thing for people to look at right now, if you're out looking to buy, this little drop is going to help you buy more home for less payment. If you're looking to refinance, you're going to put more savings in your pocket, but you don't want to wait. You want to get the process started and take advantage of things right away.
That is something that people need to do like immediately, because rates can change on a daily basis, right?
Absolutely. We sometimes see rates change several times in a given day.
Okay, so if you call them, again, not only do you get the lowest rate currently available with no middlemen, because they have, of course, direct lending, they are mortgage lenders, but you also have the interest rate guarantee. Over the next 2 years, if interest rates go down, you have the privilege of refinancing free of charge. That's 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000, or idealhomeloans.com. Now, on this $39 clean and check, it's only 13 people. Why is that? Because this is the season when home services companies are really slammed. But Fix It 24/7 are going to open up 13 slots for $39. What that means is they'll come out, and on your AC, they will completely clean it, the coil, the condenser, the motors. They will disassemble the blower if it's part of it. They'll take care of the entire system with a no breakdown guarantee. And I mean, they go through it in a way that will literally extend its life. It's not just a cursory look at this thing. Plus, they do everything they can to make sure they find anything that might be wrong with it, and they give you the truth. That's $39 for clean and check, and that is almost like a refurbishing. It's only for 13 people who call 720-526-3939. People, you can look on our social media. People who have had this done cannot believe the value. They're there for more than an hour, sometimes 2 or more, and they take care of the entire system for $39. 720-526-3939. Their website is fixmyhome.com. All right, so let's talk about trees being cut. Now, Alice, we have lines open, 303-713-TALK, you get right through. Alice, let's talk about this. When there is a fence line, there are 3 ways fences are put up, actually 2 ways. One is on the fence line. It's almost never done anymore. It's on the property line. And then there are individual fences which are set back. The counties and cities require setbacks now, so there are no arguments or sharing agreements. That means if you want to put up a fence, you set it back 7, 6 feet, 10 feet, whatever it is, and if the neighbor wants to do one, they have a setback, and then there's that swath in the middle that's nowhere land. But if you want to put up a fence, you put it up on your side, they put it up on their side. If you want to put it on the property line, that's a special permission for most subdivisions now, and then you split the cost. So the very first thing I want to ask, Alice, this fence, it's either on your side or on his side. Whose fence was it? You said you have a fence line. Whose fence is it? Okay.
It's his fence.
Okay. Now, if he cut down trees along his fence line, he's perfectly there's nothing wrong with it. He's within his rights to cut down those trees. If he wanted to put up a new fence and there were trees in his way and they're on his property, of course, subject to local laws, he's allowed to do that. If they're not on his property, if he went into your property, you have to do more than just think it's on your property. You have to have an improvement survey done. They will verify the lot line and where the fence is in conjunction with the lot line. If the requirements are 6 feet setbacks and he did not go back 6 feet, you'll have an argument. Okay, so you have to decide what it is based on not your hunch, but on a survey and on the ordinance. So you need to find out first, what are the setback requirements? And second, you need to do an improvement survey.
Who do I contact?
An engineering firm to do a surveyor. They're surveyors.
Well, can you suggest somebody?
Do we have I don't believe we have improvement surveyors on our site, but let's see, we might be able to. God, I knew some old names. I can't tell you who does improvement surveys right now. They're probably very, very busy because of all the closings, but we can probably try to come up with someone. Clint, can you come up with a name for her? We're going to find someone for you. What part of town are you in?
do you know where Craig Porter's in
Yes.
Swedish?
Yes.
Also, wait a minute. He came. Well, all right. I understand. I have to have this survey.
Well, of course you do. Otherwise, you're just taking a guess, Alice. You're saying, "Hey, your fence is on my property." Why do you think it's on your property, Alice?
Because he came 2 feet over. 2 feet over. That fence has been there. We've been here since 1962, and this tree was 60 years old.
Oh, that's terrible. Now, Alice, did you ask him how he found where to put the fence?
No, the thing is, that's what I wanted to ask you. Should I go? He never contacted me. He just came over and had workmen. He's a builder. He built 3 houses on the backside.
What would be wrong with just saying to your neighbor, "Hey, Bob, listen." Of course, if his name's not Bob, that would be improper. But let's just say Bob, for example. "Hey, Bob, listen. I'm just wondering how you determined where to put your fence. Did you have an improvement survey? If you did, do you mind if I look at it? I don't mind paying for a copy because I have to have one done anyway. Or if you already have one that's stamped, I'd love to see it." If he gets angry or something, then you have your own done. But it might be something you can talk out, Alice. And now, if you need a surveyor, you let us know and we'll find you one. But I would at least talk to him first. Okay, remember, lines open. You can get right through, not only with problems, questions, and complaints, but you can get right through now with sound offs. Yes, hit and get. Just get on, say what's on your mind, and get the hell off. You can do that too. 15 seconds. And if you're interesting, I'll let you stay longer. Judy was scammed by a landscaper. This is the season where we get all kinds of these calls. And it goes something like this. I wanted my landscaping done. I gave the guy money down. He didn't do anything. Or he did poor work. Or he didn't complete the job. Which one is it with you? He didn't do the job at all. He did poor work, or he didn't finish.
Tom, this is a she, just so you know.
The landscaper's a she.
Yep.
Okay, so which one is it, Judy? Did she just take off with the money? Did she do a poor job, or did she not finish?
She did not finish.
Okay, well, at least you got some work, yes?
Very little.
All right, tell me the story. Tell me, what's the name of the place?
Sure. The name of the place is Ladyfingers Landscaping. I think the gardener, the owner, is actually probably pretty knowledgeable on landscaping. I was impressed when I met with her in April.
Okay.
She gave me an estimate, and we met on April 9th, and I gave her a $3,000 deposit.
Okay. Did you? What else? Did you pay any other money?
No, I gave her a $3,000 deposit.
And did you get? This is the $54,000 question. Did you get $3,000 worth of work?
Not even close.
Not like what did she do?
She came one day with her crew, based on the hours that she told me that she worked and what she charges. I added it up to roughly 600 and something.
And I'm not concerned about that as much as I am what was done. What is actually done?
The only thing that she did was I had some old juniper bushes in the front, and those needed to be pulled out. So that labor was, I'd say, 70% completed on one day.
And that was it.
The only
That's
thing
the only thing done. Now, does she return your phone call?
No. Not my phone calls. She doesn't return my phone calls. She doesn't return my emails. And I've
Did you hear from her, Suzanne? I'm sorry, Suzanne. Hold on. Suzanne, did she respond to you?
Yeah, she did, Tom.
What did she say?
She said she'll see us all in court.
Oh, my God. Why are
funny,
people
Tom.
such idiots? Because guess what? We're really going to do it.
So I called her. She called the line back on my back line. And then I must have put her on hold for a half a second. She hangs up. Then I text her and say, you know, do you want to come tell your side? And she says that Judy can speak to her attorney, and so can we.
Who's the attorney?
I can ask her. I'll text her right now.
Usually when they say that, they don't have an attorney. And usually they're lying scumbag rip-offs. That's why they do that. They're just lying scumbag ripoffs. And guess what? Lady Fingers will go on the Sleaze Brigade. She took $3,000, and we will warn. What is her name? This bitch. What's her name?
Shelley Herbert.
Shelley Herbert. Okay, Shelley Herbert. All right. Shelley Herbert, Lady Fingers. All we wanted is to talk to her, and she says, see my attorney. Would anyone ever want to hire someone like Shelley Herbert, Lady Fingers Landscaping? What's her phone number? Because I think what we need to do is if people see this number, we need to avoid it. What's the phone number? Suzanne? The
303?
Yes.
809?
809.
0232.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you were asking
No.
the caller.
Oh, either one. It didn't matter. Here is what I suggest. If you see this number, 303 809 0232, or the name Shelley Herbert, or the name Lady Fingers Landscaping, I would avoid them. And I'm basing it solely on this. When you call with a problem where someone takes $3,000 and she has the nerve to say, see my attorney, or talk to my attorney, how stupid can you be? I mean, what possibly could she want to sue this woman for?
She's
for overpayment?
She's including us in the lawsuit,
well,
Tom.
That's
so
good. Okay,
you know.
Judy. So Judy will spend $5,000 to $10,000 on an attorney. For what reason? What did you do wrong? Not Judy. I meant that Shelley, the bitch. Why, Judy? Tell me something. Why is she mad at you?
That's a good question. I actually just think it's her style. She, oddly enough, she got off to a late start, which was fine because she had a sick child. We texted over that. I was completely sympathetic.
Yeah,
but
sure,
then
sure.
over the course, right, exactly. And then, but we got off to a late start, and she cashed my check on April 9th, and it was, a couple of weeks later, hadn't heard anything proactively other than that she had a sick child. So I just said, hey, can you call me?
Yeah.
Didn't respond. I mean, long story short, I texted her over the course of a couple of weeks asking if she could just call me because I've never done landscaping before at all, and I had no idea what to expect. She never did. She did come the one day and do labor. I was at home working that day, which I occasionally do.
That's the one and only day you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I called her the next day just because she texted me and said she needed a power source. I had no idea what she meant. If she wanted me to run an extension cord through the window.
Whatever. So
right. And so I called her just to say, because we clearly were off track. I had no idea what to expect. She was kind of coming and going, and then before I could even say anything, and I was standing there with my sister because we were going to go to lunch, she started screaming at me.
Why?
We didn't even escalate the conversation. Like, it didn't even
make sense.
Sometimes when you disagree with somebody and it goes to escalation,
here's what's weird.
Didn't even go there.
Here's what's so strange to me, is that why, I mean, people have said to us before, Tom, we'd prefer not to talk to you, or we'd rather handle this off the air. That's fine. Or just not talk to us, but we'll call our customer. Or, it's none of your business. Even it's none of your business. But to say to someone, she'll hear from us in court, or she'll hear from me in court, or talk to my attorney, what kind of a response is that when you simply call someone and you say, listen, Judy paid you $3,000 on April 9th. That's it. And you pulled out some junipers. When are you going to do the rest of the work? And she says, what did she say exactly, Suzanne, to the closest you can come to it? What did she say? She'll hear from my attorney?
She said that Judith has made up stories all over town that are extremely and true. If you want to support her stories, I'll include you in my lawsuit. Please let Judy know. I'll be glad to see her in court where this belongs, not on a radio show.
Okay. Well, that's a little different. Now, Judith, what stories have you been spreading about Shelley the bitch?
I filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau and with the Colorado Attorney General after speaking to an attorney who told me to do that.
Good.
And then I found Shelley on Nextdoor, which is a website for connecting.
That's all it is for connecting. It connects everyone with everyone, including crooks. Yep.
Correct. And so I posted something on Nextdoor, and I followed the attorney's advice, which was to only say what was truthful. So I posted something to say, you know, I paid a $3,000 deposit. I got 1 day of labor. She won't return my phone calls.
Good.
I feel scammed out of money.
Good.
Just buyer beware. And then that's all I said.
Good. And you're doing the right thing. Make sure we have her follow-up information for the Sleaze Brigade so we can get in touch with Judy. Meanwhile, Shelley Herbert the bitch, see our attorney. Shelley, see my attorney Herbert. Lady Fingers Landscaping. The worst response you can ever have. Why not just talk? Why not just handle this? Why do you have to be confrontational? Why do you have to bring it to the next level? Lady Fingers Landscaping, please make sure your attorney spells my name correctly. It's M-A-R-T-I-N-O, kicking your A-S-S, okay? Please. And tell him to take a number. Never lost once. When people say they're going to get an attorney, why they believe I give a crap, I don't know. In fact, it fuels me. It really does. Because most attorneys, of course, present company accepted, most attorneys are just, you know, if they take a case like this, what are they? Huh? What are they? They're whores. Okay, now, we have a lot more to talk about on the show, including we're going to talk to our intellectual property attorney, Mark Trenner. And then if you have a problem, question, or complaint, get your calls in now. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. K&H Home Solutions has a deal for you. In an era where people are taking money and doing nothing, and home improvement ripoffs abound, you can rely on this company in business 62 years. I knew the original owner, the founder, and I know the current owner, Ted Rowland. K&H Home Solutions for windows and lifetime siding, Everlast siding, $6,200 off. And with your windows right now, you get 25% off your entire purchase, plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass, all with a simple phone call, or better yet, go online, make your own appointment. The phone number, if you need details, 303-421-7100, or make your own appointment right now online, khwindows.com, khwindows.com.
This report is brought to you by Lifeline.
The Highway Drive.
Oh, if I had a dime for every one I made, I'd be a rich man.
Sure you would.
What if Mark, you look like you lost your puppy? Somebody said that. You look like someone just took your puppy.
Ah, Veal guy.
Veal guy, you know?
No idea. I love veal, though. I love veal.
I had to get rid of some spots because you broke too late.
I'm sorry. God. Oh, from now on, hold on. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be on time every time, or lunch.
Buy everybody lunch.
No, you. I'll buy you lunch, not everybody.
All right, starting tomorrow.
If he doesn't wear those pink pants.
Remind me, Suzanne.
You have to be comfortable in your sexuality.
What does that have to do with anything?
Just be comfortable in
He's
your
got pink
sexuality.
pants on.
Pink pants.
Oh, he does say?
They're even pinker than yours.
I don't have pink pants.
I have some pink stuff.
No, mine are maroon or something. They're not pink. They're definitely not pink.
And then his shoes. You should see his shoes. Go make fun of him.
I didn't see his shoes yet. I'll see him.
I still have a pair of those platform heels. Remember those from the 70s? With the big heel?
Oh, yeah. I was looking for them.
I have a pair of those in my closet.
What were you looking for them for?
Because I wanted, right, it was just like, oh, they were terrible. God, they were terrible.
Yeah. We have a dresser downstairs, all that kind of stuff for Halloween stuff.
I go ask Drew if he lost a bet, and I don't wear that.
Look around.
I don't like, see now this steel building company They do it as a fucking rebate on part of it, which is like, what does that mean? I have no idea. I started reading it and I'm going, holy shit.
Just not straightforward ever.
Nothing.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. They have new smart aids that interface with your cell phone. I'm getting one. I can't wait. If you want the best in tinnitus treatment and hearing loss treatment, one or both, sometimes people don't realize they have a hearing loss, but that's what the tinnitus is. It's your nerve searching for a sound, and it's kind of that emptiness that it hears, and it's translated as a ring or a hum. There are things that can mask that, things that can actually make it go away with the new research called the Syncra. Then there are hearing aids that mask it if you have tiny, very light tinnitus. Whatever it is, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center can help you like they've helped me. Give them a call for an evaluation and free test drives on instruments before you commit to them. 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. We have lines open at 303-713-TALK, and Kenny has an insurance claim on a boat he wants to talk about. What's going on, Kenny?
Hi.
Hey,
So,
man, what's happening?
Well, I have a deck boat. It was stored out in Fort Lupton. A storm came in, ripped the cover off the boat. The boat, when we just went to take it out of storage, we saw that the boat is basically destroyed. So it had hail damage, flood damage, so the boat filled with water since the top was off, and rodent damage. So my quote is mostly about rodent damage.
They're not gonna cover rodent damage.
So I've seen two different. Well, I've seen multiple stories online where some have and some.
Here's what counts. You don't have to go to any multiple sources. You go to your exceptions or exclusions in your policy, and you will find usually that's not covered because it's a consequence of storage.
Okay.
It's what's called a static. It's a static event. It's like seepage of water over time because your cover is not good, or something, and it's not an event. Some coverages you can sneak it in, but some you can't. That's the one thing they're excluding, right?
So, well, that we're disputing that with them now. We're trying to figure.
But is that
out
the one thing they're not covering?
That is the one thing that they actually. It's funny. It's Allstate, and they actually said they weren't sure. And I said, well, I guess I should look into it more. But I think it may not even matter because there's so much damage to the boat. But what the other thing is, so because the boat had a cover, the cover rips. Any damage to the boat done after that, is that?
It depends. If the cover rips, it has to rip due to an event. What was the event?
There was a May 1st storm out there that was a hail and wind storm.
If the hail storm broke the cover, then subsequent damage, immediate subsequent damage, is covered. Immediate subsequent damage, until such time that you get there or should have gotten there to explore and mitigate, meaning put a new cover on it, even if you had to buy it yourself or cover up that cover. So how long after the storm did you discover the tear in the cover?
On Saturday.
Well, on Saturday. When was the storm? That doesn't tell me anything.
Storm was May 1st.
Okay. Tell me how many days from the storm, or when it was ripped, how many days did it take you to discover it? That's an answer. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many days?
It took from May 1st till this Saturday, how many days that was. And that's because the boat was in storage, and we finally went to pull it out of storage to use it for the summer.
Okay, so the storm happened on May 1st. The 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th is Saturday, right? Okay,
it's June now. So it's June now. So it went from all of May.
Oh my God, you're not getting any of that covered, sir. You're supposed to check on your stuff or have a reasonable time. they're not going to cover that because it was filled with water after it tore. The tear would have been easy to take care of. I mean, even a few days would have been easy to take care of. But you did not discover it for more than a month?
Because it was put away for the winter in storage.
Yeah, but there was a hailstorm. Did anyone report to you that where was your boat? Was it undercover?
It was out in a storage facility in Fort Lupton.
The argument could be made that after a storm of that kind, it's your obligation to check your property. You're not going to get that damage, okay? Here, I'm just going to make it really simple. You're not going to get it because they're going to say it's unreasonable for you to expect 30 days of constant rain and weather exposure just because you didn't check it. And you're saying it was put away. Now, if it was put away deep in storage and you couldn't get to it or no one could have seen that it was damaged, that's a whole different story. And don't even try to make the argument because it wasn't. I'm talking about an enclosed storage. The roof caved in, water seeped in. There was no way for you to know. You had a boat out in open storage that was hit by a hailstorm. You should have had at least the curiosity. In a perfect world, I'm not saying I would have even done it, but you can't make the argument that because it sat there for 30 days with a tear in the cover, that the insurance should be responsible for those 30 days. When was the majority of damage done? Do you know?
So that's what's tricky about it, because there was instant damage done because of the hail damage. So the deck boats have like a fence of siding around them. And so...
What do you mean by that?
So, you ever seen a pontoon boat? It has a aluminum wall that surrounds the perimeter of the boat.
Well, some of them are aluminum, some are canvas.
Well, this one's aluminum.
Okay.
And so that got destroyed by the hail. Okay. And then there is damage to the seats due to the hail.
That will be covered.
Okay. But I guess we don't know how long it took for that boat to fill with water to destroy the deck.
Yeah, that's not going to be covered. That would because that was exposure to elements. That wasn't an event. There's a difference. Listen, if you don't like the insurance, buy something that pays for everything and then pay 5 times the premium. But Kenny, seriously, you can't expect that to cover it. It's all in your policy. I'm not even trying to give you a hard time because I probably wouldn't have done it either. I don't think it would have come across my mind. By the way, there was a storm. My plane is in storage. My boat is in storage. I better go check on it. I don't think that would have crossed my mind necessarily.
Right.
But here's the thing. What about that place? Don't they check after a storm? You would think they have some responsibility to you. I mean, seriously, unless they clearly say it's unmonitored and unmanned and unstaffed. Did you?
We did ask them about it.
Yeah.
And they said, well, there was a storm, but we didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, but they didn't even walk around and look.
No, they didn't even look.
See,
no, we didn't. We had no clue.
You know what?
We came upon this monstrosity.
I wouldn't let that go so easy. Yeah. I wouldn't let that go about them. I might do something with them in small claims court, even if I lose, because I think unless it clearly says this is unmonitored, unmanned, unstaffed. It depends on what your contract says. But so far, Kenny, I don't think you have a prayer with your insurance. And I don't think anyone would expect it. Say Mark stores his motor home in an RV facility where it's locked behind a fence, okay? You've seen them, right? Now let's say a big storm comes through and destroys his roof or his seal or something, you know, the skylight or something. Now that sits there for a month. And his flooring and all that. What would you do, Mark? You pull up. It was after a major hailstorm in that area.
I'd call my insurance company.
And what would you think? Would you think they should cover the inside?
I think it was an act of God. And
they should cover the inside even 30 days later?
If it was 30 days later.
No. Now, by the way, if it didn't rain in that 30 days, if it truly was from that one storm, they should cover it.
Yeah.
Even if it sat for 30 days. But
I think in 30 days they should pay for it.
If there were additional storms, they should pay for that?
That's a little different.
Yeah.
If they can prove a bunch of other storms.
Yeah, but if that was a single event, I think they should pay for it. But he's not saying that. He's saying there were other storms after that.
Yeah.
And that's the part that
Well,
makes
if it was your house and it was a skylight, it would be exactly that way.
Yeah.
They'd pay for the original.
Now listen, FrankDuranTheRealEstateMan.com, someone that you can't afford not to use. I'm telling you, you will never do better than Frank Duran when it comes to real estate. Frank Duran's the kind of guy that gives you so much attention, you feel guilty. You think like, wait a minute, am I underpaying him? This is the kind of feeling you get with someone who proactively markets your home, prices it the right way, gets multiple offers, and knows when and how to close. He doesn't just take the first offer if it's not the best offer. Frank Duran, TheRealEstateMan.com, 303-920-1622.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky Mornings.
A Class C motorhome down Texas. Hailstorm broke the skylights out and turkey vultures got inside and trashed it. I never even knew. Oh God, they totally inside of it. I would have never thought of critters getting in when the skylights are broken over. Then it broke out.
Housing starts rose 5% from the previous month, which is the highest level for such construction since July of 2007. All of May's construction gains coming from a 62% jump in the Midwest, while buildings slumped in the Northeast, South, and West. And Amazon's voice assistant has a new gig. Amazon launching a version of Alexa for hotels that allows guests to order room service through its voice assistant. Guests can ask for towels, get restaurant recommendations, notify housekeeping, play music, and other typical Alexa functions, all without having to pick up the phone and call the front desk. Alexa for Hospitality is built to work with hotel companies' existing technology, with Marriott signing up for the service and placing Amazon Echo Smart speakers in 10 hotels this summer, with the Fox Business Report on Rubarsky.
Prius is a
Attention to this
hybrid.
important message. If you have ever taken
I thought it was all electric.
Adderall and
The
are
Prime
concerned about
is all electric.
now there's a new natural smart
Which I've
pill
never
that's
heard of.
the closest
Prime?
thing to a real
No,
life
I've never heard of it
limitless
either.
pill.
Says the
In fact,
Prime runs
small
entirely on
doses can help
electricity.
skyrocket your concentration,
That's
improve
made by
your creative
Toyota
thinking, and make you
yeah.
feel like a better
I wonder
version
if it looks like
Take it and watch you go to work now.
To get your free bottle of Limitless, call 800-643-0846.
I really did think those were all electric. Yeah, it does.
Call now, 800-643-0846.
Don't they have a gas motor that runs at a set thing and just charges the...
On the Prius?
Yeah. Continues across town.
Hybrid.
25 downtown, slow from
My hybrid didn't save much gas, really.
Oh, you had a hybrid?
I did. My Sonata was a hybrid.
Oh, the one that...
T-Bone. It got about 30, I want to say 35. That's pretty good.
Compared to everything I got.
Well, there's going to be a chance of severe.
If you got T-bone, you should change your nickname.
I want to get a T-bone.
I want to get a G-Wagon.
Put it up on
a
blinker.
G-Wagon, is that Mercedes?
Yeah.
Oh God, those are cool looking.
They are cool looking.
You have all the cool Krabos buses, the G-Wagons.
I think they're outrageously
He's
priced.
got everything the drug dealers have.
I don't have any of that now.
Oh, you will.
No, I don't have any.
He's got a Tahoe. No, not even a Tahoe.
It's a little Equinox.
Yeah, the Equinox. Those are cool cars.
I like it.
I do too.
Same guy that would argue with me that, where's Rolly, where's his dealership? Fort Morgan, Fort Lupton is just a hop, skip, and a fucking jump.
It's not that far.
Oh my God, it's forever.
It's out there.
It is so out there.
Visit their showroom on Santa Fe Drive or visit them online at HAU.
It's almost Nebraska.
630 KHOW.
It is far.
Radio station.
It's right down the road.
Isn't that near Greeley?
You gotta keep going east. It's pretty far. It feels even further.
It's a little blurry how the whole thing started. I don't even really
One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Think of that name. If you have a garage door problem, One Clear Choice Doors. It's that easy. If you need help, oneclearchoicedoors.com. And that's for anything from a broken spring to a whole brand new door. oneclearchoicedoors.com. We've been associated with them for so many years. We've never had a complaint about this guy.
Chappie's opening up a new location.
Where?
I
Really?
want to say Texas.
No fooling.
Yeah, they're growing.
Wow. Okay, we got a comment on the hailstorm. Was it, Ken, is it on that insurance thing or is it on the hailstorm in general?
It was on not checking on your equipment, because I was in Broomfield last night and we got hailed on. It punched a hole in my shed. And the first place I went this morning was out to the RV lot to see if my trailer was okay, because I've lost skylights in hailstorms before.
That is very smart to do. Very smart. And you know what? If you had found a problem, then you would have had to cover it up and mitigate it. I had a guy one time. He thought he was, he really thought he was pulling one over. He had some hail damage to a skylight and let it rain because he wanted new carpeting and stuff. He did, and I knew what he was doing. I knew the scam he was pulling. It's just not gonna happen. Hey, Suzanne, maybe we can get one of our experts on.
I already have an answer for line 2. I already texted Kevin with Sheridan Auto Tech.
Good. Kevin Calkin at Sheridan Auto Tech weighed in on this, Robert. What do you need?
Hi, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I have an 05 Dodge Durango with the Hemi engine. It's just about 200,000 miles. My car was overheating. I changed the thermostat, didn't fix it. I took it to my mechanic, and he said it was the water pump, $685 water pump and new hoses. Later on, he told me that didn't fix the problem, and it was the head gasket. All told...
Wait a minute. Did you even need that water pump to begin with?
Well, that's my question. We went ahead and told him go ahead and do the work because we've used them before, and I work a lot. I just want my vehicle fixed is all. But in any case, my question, Tom, he's doing, like I said, the water pump and the head gasket, all told $2,800. How do I want to trust but verify. I can look at the water pump and verify that it's a new one. How do I verify that the head gasket was changed?
Well, if you really don't trust, you have to see it when it's taken apart. Then only a moron would take it all apart and not put a head gasket on it. I mean, that's the cheapest part. But you literally have to take the engine. I mean, that head has to come off. And so that's how you know. First of all, is there any indication that the head gasket is leaking? Did you have any coolant in the oil or any kind of leaks on the outside? Any kind of symptoms?
Well, I was losing fluid, and I didn't have smoke in the exhaust or bubbles in the coolant necessarily, but I'm not a mechanic.
Well, you might want to get a second opinion. Is the car drivable?
Yeah, Tom, and unfortunately, like I said, we told him to do the job, do the work.
All right, well, how is that price?
Well, Kevin said $1,800 to $2,000 for those two things.
Okay, so how much are you being charged, Robert?
28.
Yeah, so he's taking you for, I think Kevin's more right on the $1,800 mark. He put $2,000 just to be safe. I think you're $1,000 high.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well,
I mean, now you know where not to go. I mean, I don't know. There might be some extra stuff we're not figuring out. It's hard to give a price on the phone, and we didn't tell Kevin what the guy quoted beforehand. That's another important thing when you shop price. Don't let people shop other people's price. You make them come up with a price from scratch. Sheridan Auto Tech, by the way, is 303-455-7242. A good guy. Okay, on some emails for Mark Trenner, our intellectual property attorney. You said it was first to file. What does that mean? And does it apply to all intellectual property? Somebody heard us on broadband talking during the break about first to file.
Yeah, first to file.
We might have said it on air anyway.
First to file is for a patent. It's whoever files their patent application first. Doesn't matter if you invent it first. Don't mail it to yourself. That doesn't count. And it's also for trademark registration. So it's you can start using it. Somebody else starts a week later, but they file their trademark registration first. Trademark office will give them preference.
Why did they go to that first to file?
It's just easier, right?
So to be clear, though, if someone invented something cool and I went out and they never did a trademark or a patent on it, and I literally copy it and send it in, it's all me.
Yeah, you can't copy. I mean, the trademark you could copy if you start actually using it.
No, what do you mean? I mean like a widget.
Yeah, patent, you can't copy it and file on somebody else's. You have to actually sign paperwork saying that this was your invention.
So you'd have to lie, Mark, is what you're saying. But if you did, yes, you would get the patent, and then that guy would have to come after you for fraud.
Right.
Wow. But the burden, obviously, you have to say this was my idea and I didn't copy it. But I imagine there are people that do copy. I mean, and then file it. I mean, people steal all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody said that their invention, they hadn't got to market yet, but it was knocked off by China. Do patents cover you there?
No, it doesn't. Not a U.S. patent. You'd have to file in China. So that's one of the things we always say.
What do you want?
And they don't mean much over there, let's face it.
Can the Chinese patent, can they bring that product now to America and compete with
so
them?
the U.S. does put a fence up around U.S. border. You can't make it in Canada, Mexico, wherever, and import it to the U.S. If you have a U.S. patent, it prevents others from making, using, selling in the U.S. And so they can't even bring it into the U.S.
What if someone wants a U.S. patent? I mean, excuse me, wants a worldwide patent?
Yeah, we actually help file, and we work with attorneys all over the world.
Do you have to file for each country?
So you can start off by filing a patent cooperation treaty, which is almost every single country in the world. But it's just a placeholder. Within 3 years, you're going to have to file in whichever countries you want to go in. Or Europe. The European Patent Office covers the entire EU. So we'll do that a lot.
So how many different patents would you have to file to get the world usually? 3 or 2? One for the country, one for the world, or one for the world?
No, so that one that you file for the world, the PCT,
covers the United States.
So that's just an application until you decide which ones you want to go into.
And then do you pay for each country?
You do. And then you have to work with attorneys in each country. And if it's foreign language like China, Japan, you have to actually pay translation costs. It gets really expensive.
Now, I'm doing a commercial for the Raleigh House, and they have a treatment for drug addicts and for a treatment. Can they patent their system for treating?
Yeah, you actually can.
You can?
Yeah.
And then
if it's a new, unique process for treatment, you can.
Okay. By the way, the Raleigh House has an information line for anyone with an addict in their life. Now, it doesn't matter if you want to end up at the Raleigh House or if you want to. They have an inpatient program that lasts 90 days. They have other options available. But here's the deal. If you have an addict in your circle of friends, family, or life, and you need information, this is where to call for no obligation whatsoever. They're doing this because they know, listen, they're going to get people enrolling, unfortunately, no matter what. And so will the Salvation Army's free program, so will various churches that have programs. What they want to do is impart accurate information because there are a lot of phony balonies out there. And the Raleigh House wants to make sure you're not a victim of another scam and that you truly get accurate information when it comes to cost, modalities, insurance coverage, how long it takes, what different programs are available, what kind of things to expect if you're looking for help, and how to approach an addict in your life, what telltale signs are there that it's getting worse or better. Call them with any question, confidential, with no obligation on your part whatsoever. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock.
A few slow spots remain on the highway drive as the lunch hour continues across town. I-25
downtown slow from Alameda, traveling towards Spears, southbound slow on the approach to Colfax as well. Westbound I 70 slow in the elevated portion. Westbound 270 stop and go either side of Vasquez. Semi crash at the bottom of the ramp from southbound 225 on to ZTC, so watch out for fire crews on the scene there. What the forecast? Well, there's going to be a chance of severe thunderstorms this afternoon. Be careful out there.
Night
thunderstorms continue.
Wow.
Cloudy
This
overnight.
is good. I didn't even expect
Right now, cloudy and 74. With your traffic
Her show summary.
6:30 K-How. LifeLock.
What show summary?
Protection has
Suzanne wrote a show summary. Oh, cool.
Against cyber criminals. Protection for your identity and devices. Go to lifelock.com.
This is one from yesterday from Mark.
Today. I'm going to write one up for later. I'll do the one today.
Terms apply.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Archie for Larson Tax Relief. I've been fighting for consumers more than 30 years in all areas of business, except when it comes to the IRS. I refer them to Larson Tax Relief. If you owe back taxes, if it's been years since you filed, these guys are the best. They're smart, they have a fantastic team of experts, and will understand your situation. Their name says it all. Larson Tax Relief. Relief from your tax debt problems. Larson will get you the absolutely best possible resolution. You won't have to worry about your wages being garnished or losing your house. Larson will get between you and the IRS. They'll save you thousands and thousands of dollars. I trust Ron and Jack Larson and their team of experts, and you can too. 844-LARSON-TAX, or check them out at LarsonTaxRelief.com. That's 844-LARSON-TAX. or LARSON tax. Larson Tax Relief.
How the Rockies done this year?
An audit organization I endorse on my referral list at referrallist.com.
First or second place.
Really? In their division?
Here's one of my favorite quotes.
I didn't know that.
Just because you don't take an interest in politics doesn't mean politics won't take an interest in you.
I don't think I've been to a game. And Avalanche did really well, but they didn't get it. They went to the playoffs, right?
One almost to the playoffs, right?
Oh, they didn't actually get to the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rockies are fourth place. I'm sorry. I thought they were better.
4th out of 5.
Yeah.
Weekandwink.com. That's a website I hope you never have to go to. Those are bankruptcy attorneys. If you're ever in trouble, weekandwink.com. 303-920-1622. Mike and Gigi do Chapter 13s and Chapter 7s, but they're there to counsel you as well. Sometimes you don't have to file. 303-920-1622. Okay, listen. Clint, what follow-ups do we have?
Well, Thomas Wolfe had a deck that, I don't know if you remember the pictures, but it looks like kindergarten kids did it.
Oh, yeah, that deck. Well, that was a while ago. What happened?
Yeah,
Who did that deck?
I don't remember the name of the company, but it's on the check here of a refund for $39.47. He got all his money back.
What, are you kidding me? How the heck did you do that?
We got a secret little letter we're sending.
No, that's cool, because we very seldom from these fly-by-nights get refunds. That's a cool thing. Now, if you can get one from Lady Fingers Landscaping, she sucks, by the way.
We're going to work on it. Hey, on these movers that we have so much trouble with,
yeah.
There's a federal organization that investigates it. I talked to this guy. He had.
Who are they? Are they part of the Department of Transportation?
Yes, Department of Transportation. He had some advice. A lot of times you call a broker, you may end up with a sub-broker.
That's, of course, and a sub-broker.
And a subcontractor and a sub-subcontractor. He said, whoever shows at your house, get the driver's phone number and the PUC number off that truck. Otherwise, we can't find them.
Ah. Better yet, get reputable movers.
Some of them, like, rent U-Hauls and stuff, though.
This is one area where the Internet's a bad source because you don't know who you're dealing with. I mean, you can start there, but then you got to do a lot of research. What else is going on? Anything else?
Yeah, we have a guy that, I can't remember his last name. We've been fighting with a Property Technica forever.
Over what?
To get a hole fixed in the ceiling in a bedroom.
Is this a rental?
Property management company on a rental, and they finally got it done.
Man, I'll tell you, it's very difficult.
It took them months to do a little hole.
Do you know why it's difficult? Because they can rent places easily. They don't have to cater to anyone.
That's changing, though. A lot of these new places are coming online. Daphne found.
Are you saying that it's not going to be such a landlord market?
Yeah, Daphne found a couple for Doreen apartments in Aurora for I think they're $1,100
Yeah, we're
going
to give you a follow up on Doreen. That management company really sucks. What do you have, Deputy Dan?
Well, it looks like the DAs are doing an investigation on Denver custom food truck.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Finally, that was someone.
Rudy, Rudy.
We
and
tackled
Larry.
those people. Has it been a year already or more?
It's been about a year, but they really put a lot of people under.
No. Tell people who are about to go into business about Denver custom food trucks. Their MO.
Right. So what they do is they take your money up front. Say they're gonna, get your trailer or truck.
Yes.
And then they just postpone it.
Or they build crap.
Or they build really crappy stuff.
And then they don't honor it.
Right.
I mean, didn't we have people's dreams dashed?
Oh, yeah.
They literally lost everything.
Literally,
horrible,
right,
Tom.
exactly.
They had deposits at Taste of Colorado and everything, and the truck couldn't even pass the general health inspection to be there.
And they put one of them, they put regular glass.
Yep.
Not tempered. Regular glass on the side.
Just like a Home Depot window.
Even though right on their invoice it said food service window.
Wow. Mark Trenner Law. The basic stages of invention, the process. If they got your little booklet, which by the way, if you call the office, will you send them out? Or you're rather
will.
720-221-3708. His website is us-patentattorney.com. Some people call that a dash, us-patentattorney.com. The basic steps. Do you have to have a prototype?
No, you don't, as long as you can explain how to make it.
Do you have to have a diagram?
We usually put one together. It does help.
But is it required? What's the bare minimum required?
I've filed a few
I don't recommend it.
But no, I don't either.
But if you don't have a diagram, or you don't have a photo, or you don't have...
well, we have a draftsman, too, so if you can at least explain it to us. so we can put together some drawings.
Because without it, the more it's described, the more you protect
Yeah,
it.
exactly. The more features you put in, the more protection you have.
And you then get a description. Okay, that would be step one, a description. Then you do a search, right?
Yeah, that's not required either, but really recommend it.
Well, otherwise you can go all the way to the end and find out you can't patent it.
Yeah, 2 years down the line, you find out from the examiner
after spending thousands of dollars.
Right.
So you have an idea of what it is, and then you do the search.
Right.
But don't you recommend you get a professional to do the search?
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, I mean, you can start off doing your own, because if you find it out there, then why pay us? But don't just stop there. You come to me and you say, I did my own search, there's nothing else out there like it. We still recommend that we do a professional search.
Because sometimes there is something out there and the guy hasn't marketed it, but has every right to it.
Well, yeah, it might be at the patent office that they didn't sell it, though.
Is there any law you have to do something with a patent, or can you sit on a patent?
Yeah, I mean, you can sit on it.
Literally sit on it. For how long?
They're good for 20 years from the date you file it.
So you could have a great idea that you just sit on, let's say, just to stomp out competition.
Yeah, you can.
Do companies ever do that?
Oh, yeah, people do that. They're called patent trolls, where they'll just go around to companies. These troll companies will buy up these patents, and then they'll go out and they'll wait for somebody to make it, and then they pounce on them, file a lawsuit.
Wow. Those are called patent trolls. Okay.
Yeah, they exist.
So
we don't represent them.
You have a description, you do a patent search, there's nothing else like it, then what do you do?
Yeah, then we usually recommend filing a provisional patent application, because that gets you 1 year patent pending status, and you can disclose it to the world at that point.
So a provisional patent is just like a patent, except it says if somebody else did go there first, you're out, but it doesn't do any harm.
Right, and it's good for 1 year. You can market your product as patent pending.
That's Mark Trenner, attorney at law for intellectual property. He brought Lisa with him, by the way, his legal assistant, paralegal. And thank you for being here, both of you. 720-221-3708. And remember, save all your problems for me.
Do you worry about market risk? Hi, this is Carlin Tucker. Would you...
of people that go from a patent pending to an actual patent?
Yeah,
how many
low
actually
is
get it done?
Quite a few go on from the provisional.
10%?
No,
Now, you know, you can file a provisional. I thought you just the dollars.
Mark, provisional is a placeholder, so you could do a provisional and still find out someone else is ahead of you. Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Usually.
How about out of your practice? How many?
I'd say probably 70%.
Because a patent search doesn't search provisionals, does it? Or does it?
No, because they're confidential.
So then, when do you find out then you're provisional that someone else is in line with a provisional ahead of you?
That would probably happen during examination.